France, in theory, have plenty to play for because they want that top spot. France 2-7, the draw 9-2. Poland are 10-1. I want to mention a few things here. I want to mention that we've got Kylian Mbappe to score first, out from 5-2 to 7-2. That could be a huge price. Of course, he'll just be wanting to get match fit and sharp and scoring goals, so that could look good. I want to mention Bradley Barcola, who comes in to play left wing today. He was superb for PSG last season, and I know that bigger names get the headlines, but I'm really excited to see what he can do. I've put him in a little bet builder, Barcola to score or assist, and Jan Bednarek to be booked for Poland. He got loads of yellows last season for Southampton. Put those two together, it's 5-1, and of course you can get your 25% bet builder boost as well, so that could be well worth a look. And I heard you mentioning N'Golo Kante then, so I'm going to throw one more in the mix. He's 11-1 to win player of the tournament. I think France are going to go pretty much all the way. If they win it, I think he's got a great chance of winning that because he has been pretty foot perfect so far. 11-1 Kante player of the tournament, I think is massive.
Brilliant. Alex, love it all. Thank you very much. That was Alex Dunn from William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. It's 18 and over, begambleaware.org.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
I need to get snacks, I need to get drinks. Should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats. Gotta find a BP, gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me. Gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Had them in the car 1, hungry mates, now.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Get match ready with Club Card prices. Like Pringles 185 grams, now £1.45, down from £2.25. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel the to lower prices. Tesco, every little helps. Majority of larger stores end 16th of July. Club Card or app required.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction. Like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every England game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders of 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
I tell you what, Jeff, it's been some journey, but here they are, just moments away from the whistle.
Absolutely, there's been twists, there's been turns, not to mention that parking of the bus, but as the clock runs down, I think they're going to make it.
It goes to show that you can really handle the pressure when your tyres are performing.
I'm home. Has the game started yet?
Top performance.
Driving home for the match? Keep your tyres in peak condition. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quickfit. Drive away happy every time.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh!
What are you doing there?
He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country.
Come on, lads!
Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Yes! Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claims.
Euro Game Day live on TalkSport with Burger King, official providers of food fulfillment. That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction. Order your Burger King delivery now.
TalkSport traffic. In Kent, there are delays of 2 hours on the anti-clockwise M25, which is partly blocked by a broken down lorry in the Derby for tunnels, with queues back to Orpington at Junction 4. In Warwickshire, the M6 northbound is partly blocked after a collision involving 2 lorries between Junction 4A for the M42 and Junction 5 at Castle Bromwich. And in Hampshire, the M27 is queuing westbound after a collision involving a lorry. That's just after Junction 7 for Hedge End. I'm Adam Moore.
Talk Sport.
No one gets you closer to the Euro action.
Pump up your summer.
Euro Game Day Live with Natalie Sawyer
on Talk Sport.
Treffers.
You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on Talk Sport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. Talk Sport listeners, you have the choice of 2 games over on Talk Sport 2 right now. Ian Danta and the former England striker Darren Bent will bringing you live commentary of France versus Poland. Whilst right here on Talk Sport, we're going to be bringing you live commentary of the Netherlands versus Austria with me, Natalie Sawyer, your commentary team of Adam Bridge and the former Republic of Ireland manager Mick McCarthy. I should just say I've just watched Kylian Mbappe in the tunnel area having a conversation with one of the Austrian players, and they were clearly talking about his nose because he kept feeling his nose, sort of moving it around, talking about it. So obviously everyone knows what's happened to him, and it's still a bit of an issue for him, but nonetheless he does start for France. The players are lining up also in the tunnel in Berlin for the Netherlands against Austria, so we're moments away from kick-off. So let's just get that
they showed everything, the manner in which they went about the game against France, who were one of the favourites to win the competition. They set about them like they fancied it, and they could beat them. And like you said, but for scoring goals, they've probably got something from it.
They are the top scorers in the group, though. We should say that, having put 3 past Poland on match day 2. The Netherlands themselves, they've struggled a little bit to find the back of the net. Memphis Depay, though, 45 goals in 94 appearances when it comes to playing for the Netherlands. How do they get the best out of him today, Mick?
Pretty impressive, isn't it, the amount of goals he's got. Well, that's what I said when we were talking earlier about the defenders, saying they've got good defenders. I've never known the Dutch brag or gloat about having good defenders. He's always having good players up front, Van Basten and people like that, and generally that's what they've got. But 45 goals in 90 games, 1 every 2 is brilliant. So they've got to find a way to get the best out of him. I'd say get him in the box and put balls in the box, because that's where he'll score.
Yeah, in terms of the permutations, it's to keep it as simple as we can. For the Netherlands, simply avoid defeat. That confirms a place in the top 2. As for Austria, if they win, they're guaranteed to qualify and will win the group if France draw or lose their game to Poland. There are lots of permutations in this one. The only problem that Austria have coming into this one is that they've lost their last 7 against the Netherlands. That's the longest run of defeats against a single opponent. Does anything like that ever weigh heavy on you, Mick?
I always go the other way. I think it's about time you win.
Yeah.
Because if you can go down that road and think, oh, we're never going to win, we've lost 7. Oh, come on. You're going to have to win 1 game. And you look at how you're playing. How did we play in the last 2?
Talked about. They've got to be careful they don't allow space in behind for the Dutch to take advantage.
Of course, what we discussed earlier, I said there's all sorts of ways of playing football. But I tell you what, me personally, if I'm there, I'd want to be going. I don't want to sit back and concede against them picking a hole in me. I'd be having a go at them and see if we can win the game. And you take what comes then, but you try and give out your best performance, the best performance that you can put out of the pitch.
Message then is kill it off as soon as you can. Is that what you're saying, Mick?
How can you kill it off as soon as you can with a score in 110 minutes? My God, I've been going to bed late watching all these games. Brilliant. Late goals.
It has been brilliant, that is for sure. So what are you expecting overall from this game in Berlin?
I think the Netherlands will be a little bit concerned about this game. They'll be going. They've already been playing brilliantly. They've not been so confident. I think Austria will just play exactly the way they've played and go and attack them, and I sincerely hope they do.
Well, just to remind Group F, which currently is Turkey, whereas the runner-up from this group will then face the runner-up of Group E, which is Belgium. As of yet, it's a bit more murky when it comes to the best place third sides, of course, but the teams are now making their way out there, and we are fast approaching kick-off. The anthems will be coming up shortly, so let's hand you over to your commentary team for this game. The former Republic of Ireland manager Mick McCarthy is alongside Adam Bridge.
Thank you very much, Natalie. Good afternoon, everyone. Berlin looks resplendent this afternoon. The sun is shining. It's around 26 degrees in total, and a stadium that is a sea of orange, as once again the Dutch supporters have taken over the city. Some wonderful scenes earlier today of streets just laden in orange. Certainly outnumbering the Austrian supporters inside the... First time they've ever played a game here as well. They've played many places in Germany. 44 matches in total across 15 different German cities, but the first in Berlin today. Here come the anthems, starting with Austria. The orange in the stadium, the sign of a Austrian flag. Fire cards being held up by supporters.
Please remain standing for
wonderful rendition of the Austrian national anthem. Wilhelmus is next for the Netherlands. Two tremendous renditions of two wonderful national anthems, and we are set to go in Berlin then. The Netherlands against Austria. A couple of changes for the Dutch then. Ronald Koeman, Dumfries, one of the players who misses out. Simons drops down to the bench as well. So it's Verbruggen in goal. Ake, Van Dijk, De Vrij and Estrada across the back. Reinders, Schurter, and we expect Veerman to be the three central midfielders, with Malen on the right, Gakpo on the left, and Memphis Depay will lead the line for the Dutch. Only Robin van Persie has more goals for his country than the 45 Memphis Depay has notched to date. 4 changes in total for Austria. So Pence is in goal. It's Posch, Verber, Lienhart and Paas across the back. The two holding midfielders, Zeeveld and Grilic. And then Wimmer is wide on the right-hand side, Schmid on the left, and Sabitzer moves in to play just behind Marko Arnautovic, who's up top for Ralf Rangnick's side. He was on media duties yesterday, joking about the fact that he once had the pace to be a winger, but no longer. He is the man who will lead the line today. The referee is from Slovakia, Ivan Truliak. We've seen him on Champions League duty in the last few seasons, but his first international tournament. Marco Fritz of Germany will be watching on should we need VAR at some point in this game. The permutations, as we say, we'll try and keep them fairly simple. We already know that the Dutch and the French, of course, who take on Poland right now over on TalkSport 2, are in to the last 16 at least as third place teams, but one of them potentially could win the group here and give themselves maybe an easier pathway throughout the rest of the tournament. Mick McCarthy, the former Republic of Ireland manager, is alongside me. Big day today as well, Mick. We talk about the fact it was 36 years ago today that the Dutch won Euro 1988, and of course you played against them in that tournament. There were 8 teams in those days, and you came up against the likes of Ruud Gullit and Marco van Basten.
I certainly did. That wasn't easy, I can tell you that, but it was wonderful. Just so fortunate to be playing in that competition. When you think 8 teams with those 24 now, yeah, they had a wonderful team, and that's what I keep saying. All we ever thought about was how good they were going forward, the Dutch, not how good they were at defending. But I'm looking forward to this game, and I hope Austria adopt the same principle and go and attack Holland.
Well, it's only their fourth appearance, Austria, in these Euros, of course. Their third in succession, though. They reached the knockout stages for the first time last time round before losing to Italy. When you compare that with this being the 11th appearance from the men in orange, who will kick from left to right in the opening 45 minutes in this wonderful stadium, which will host the final, of course, on the 14th of July. 71,000 the capacity in the Olympia Stadion. There's a round of 16 game and a quarter-final to be held in Berlin too. But today the stadium very much overtaken by the Dutch, who have got some defending to do first up here, because it's Austria in possession with Zeevel going back inside his own half to Posch and then to Verber, of course, who is familiar to Leeds United supporters, though he has been out on loan the back end of last season. He's only made 19 appearances in total for Leeds during his time there, and this Austrian side who were so impressive in that victory over Poland. And Ralf Rangnick has done wonders, hasn't he?
Absolutely, yes. I've been very impressed with them. I said it's the way they've approached the game. They've really gone at it, closed the opposition down. I was saying, I hope they do it today, but are they looking at, what they're going to get, the points? If they get a point out of this 4, they're likely to qualify. Do they want to go and win it, or do they just want to qualify? They're going to qualify for the next round.
Well, they've only lost 2 of their last 18 games. It's been an impressive performance under Ralf Rangnick. He may have had a torrid time at Manchester United, but he's certainly taken to international management incredibly well.
He's not the only one, is he?
This is very true, but Grilic with possession on halfway, and they'll just work back inside their own half again. Austria, who are all in white this afternoon, and it's Lienhardt on that right hand side who gives it forward to Verber now coming up over halfway, just slips the ball down this near touchline, and an early ball played across, this time at edge of the penalty area, right hand side, chance to get the shot across towards Arnautovic. It was a pass in the end, I think, probably not the wisest of decisions that time from Romano Schmid. He tried to play it across, but maybe a shot would have been the better option.
Well, it's a great move, but the Netherlands have been so passive. They're just sitting back. They've got him behind with one pass. It's a fabulous cross in the box, and sadly there's nobody there just to tap it in, although there were 2 guys trying to get there.
Yeah, Alexander Pass was the one with the initial movement and ball out wide to this left hand side. He did incredibly well. Wimmer's done brilliantly to find Pass again, who swings that to the far post, too much on it. It's going to curl out of the penalty area and be picked up by Zeeveld on that right hand side, midway inside the Dutch territory. Now forward again, this time on that far touchline by Posch. Now towards the edge of the penalty area, half cleared up to Memphis Depay, who's still sporting that headband, leading the line for the Dutch today. And it will allow Austria to go all the way back to their keeper, Patrick Pence, who's making his 3rd appearance of the tournament. Wasn't sure if he would get the nod as being the first choice. He didn't appear in qualifying at all, but it's a 9th cap for him today. And his long clearance forward allows Austria to attack once more.
Yeah, but that's a completely different way of playing that everybody's trying to play now. The full-back Posch, it was stuck that forward, up to the centre forward, and they've got up behind it and winning it. They've got to throw in their half. So they don't have to be passing through Holland, the Netherlands, all the time, just to try to pick a hole in them. There's ways and means of getting up the pitch.
Just over 3 minutes played. You're listening to Talk Sport. A reminder, France against Poland is live right now on Talk Sport 2. And of course, we're building up to England's final group game from 7 o'clock tonight here on Talk Sport. Adrian Durham will join us from 7. Of course, team news will be out just then. Talk of just one change maybe tonight for England, but that's all to come later. Here, throw to Austria down the right hand side. Sabitzer trying to flick it forward from about 35 yards out from goal. They'll get another throw on that right hand side, which Posch will take once more. Short this time into the feet of Grilic. Plenty of movement around that midfield as well from the Austrian side. They are fairly free flowing in their positioning. Ralf Rangnick is out in the sunshine down below as Verber's ball forward down this left hand side is cut off and intercepted by the Dutch, but again they don't make much headway, and the game so far all being played in the Dutch half minute.
Absolutely, but they're just being passive, and Austria have started really well, and they look like they want to be the guys. You see Koeman there, he's trying to get them up the pitch, and quite right, because if you start like that, you start passive, it's hard to change, especially when the opposition get a toehold in the game.
Depay just tried to nip in there as Verber and Lienhardt exchange passes at the back, and it's Zeevelde will get involved and clip a ball out wide to that right-hand side. He's a player who's played in all but one of Ralf Rangnick's games in charge of this Austrian national side. Knows him from the old Red Bull setup that Rangnick was part of course. Now down that right-hand touchline. Here's Arnautovic, plays an early ball into the penalty area, and out to come and gather it is Verbruggen this time.
Great ball by Arnautovic. He's been well controlled there in the box. Not much chance of getting the header, but keeper collects it. But it's just the way they've started. They've started really well, Austria. I'm so delighted that they're not the ones sitting back trying to nick a point.
Interesting to see the other day that there was an Austrian fan who's carrying around a cardboard cutout of Arnautovic around the tournament. He actually lost it at one point, but someone called him because he's got his phone number on the back of it and returned it to him. Arnautovic being his hero, as he is for so many of these Austrian supporters. Most caps, of course. He's second in the goals list as well for his country. Forward again from Lienhardt. Nice ball through the middle. There's room here for pass on this left-hand side. Chance to cross, which he does, and it's poked home. It's an own goal, and it's turned into his own net by Malen. Arnautovic was waiting, but he wasn't required, because Malen, facing his own goal, has finished with a plum, it has to be said. Past Verbruggen and into the back of the net, and with just 6 minutes on the clock, Austria lead. The Netherlands 0, Austria 1.
I love it. They've started really well. I mean, they've got so much room there, despite the sound of sitting back. This is a great. I just love the fact of putting balls in the box, because when you put balls in the box, it can be one of your own players or one of the opposition put it in. Actually, wasn't the best ball that he put in. It's just the fact that Malen's coming back and got his toe end on it and put it past his goalkeeper.
Good finish, that, isn't it?
Not if you're a defender, no. I had a few of them.
Well, you'd be proud of that. The Austrians in front here. No surprise they've scored early. That's the 6th time in their last 7 matches they've scored inside the first 10 minutes of a game. And of course managed that one after 6 seconds against Slovakia back in March.
And they've had a dreadful start, the Netherlands. It's been so poor. They've sat back. Austria have started well, really on the front foot, and got what they deserved. I mean, I know it's an own goal, but nevertheless they've been behind them twice and put 2 great crosses in the box. One ends up with an own goal.
Well, where this stands at this moment in time, of course, that would put Austria up onto 6 points from the 2 victories as things stand, and they would be going through as group winners if it stays the same. But we are only 7.5 minutes in here, and the Dutch, well, I don't even think they've started yet. I think they're still waiting for the first whistle.
No, and it's hard to change it. It's hard to change the narrative here, when they start like that, and Austria are on top of them.
Arnautovic inside the penalty area, right-hand edge, closed down, and it's cleared by De Vrij this time, and into touch on that far side for what will be a throw-in to the Netherlands, and a chance for them to clear their lines from the edge of their own penalty area.
Yeah, just short of 8 minutes gone, Adam, but it sets the benchmark, this. It sets the benchmark for the performance.
7th own goal at this Euros.
I've been listening about England fans complaining about how they've played. Let me tell you, the Dutch won't be letting them off lightly either. They'll be giving it out to them.
Well, as things stand, the Dutch would be finishing in 3rd place, and then you do get into the complicated permutations of who they could face in the round of 16. I mean, there has been some talk in Dutch papers that actually finishing 3rd, the route may be a little bit easier. I'm not sure that any manager or players would ever start thinking like that. That's just the talk of pesky journalists most of the time, and supporters.
I seem to remember in 90 we drew with the Dutch, and because of the result they ended up playing Germany in the World Cup, and we got Romania. We went through and they didn't.
Former Republic of Ireland manager, of course, Mick McCarthy, alongside us for this one. A man who's got plenty of international experience as a player and as a manager. Almost 9 minutes played. Netherlands 0, Austria 1. Still goalless between France and Poland over on TalkSport 2 right now. That's better from Schutten. Has done really well. Ball lifted forward out wide to that left-hand side by the Dutch. Gakpo's just going to nod that down inside the penalty area. Chases on, and going after that to try and win possession was Reinders. It's back again on that left-hand side for the Dutch on the charge towards the edge of the penalty area. Ball breaks to this right-hand side with Strada, just giving it wide once more to Malen, the unfortunate scorer of that Dutch own goal. And his ball into the penalty area, easily cleared, and Virgil van Dijk will pick it up at the edge of the centre circle.
Yeah, the long ball, if Arnautovic gets isolated up there against Van Dijk, I don't think he's going to be chasing too many balls into the corners.
First own goal in Euro history for the Netherlands. And it goes to Daniel Malen, who gets his first start of the tournament today on this right-hand side. Not the best opening 10 minutes for him so far. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport. Netherlands 0, Austria 1. And the Dutch trying to pick up possession in the centre circle, but Sabitza's got it. Tries to set Arnautovic away down this left-hand side, but too much on the initial pass and out for a throw on this near touchline for the Netherlands midway inside their own half.
Netherlands need to get the ball and get some possession and settle down a bit and just keep it off Austria, because Austria are still chasing them and harrying them and closing them down, and if they do, they've got the ability then to keep hold of the ball and pass it through them. Just calm down, create some chances of their own, but keep possession for a while.
Not the best back pass in the world that time from Philipp Lienhart, but it's easily dealt with in the end, and it will be a throw on this near side for Austria. It's about 10 yards short of halfway. We mentioned there's 3 of the starting 11 who are walking that tightrope of already having been yellow carded in the competition, so a yellow card today would mean they would miss any potential round of 16 tie. Similar problem for the Dutch, but only a couple of players. Veerman and Schutter are the two who have yellow cards already. 7 in total in this Austrian squad. Had a fairly hefty opening day against the French in terms of yellow cards, that's for sure.
That's probably because they've got about the pitch and closed people down and made tackles and put their foot in. And played well, performed well right on the front foot.
Certainly caused the French plenty of problems in that game. Lucky to be beaten. 11.5 minutes on the clock. Netherlands 0, Austria 1. England coming up after 7 tonight, of course. Estrada just racing across the centre of the field, out wide to the left-hand side, where he finds the Man City player Nathan Ake. 4 times a Premier League winner, of course. 11 major trophies in total for Manchester City. And just happy to keep some possession here, the Dutch. Ronald Koeman did talk pre-game about sometimes maybe needing to release some pressure and playing the long ball, but they've worked this nicely onto that far side, although the ball just got caught up in the heels that time of Joey Veerman, and it's picked up by Sabitzer. He'll go wide to that far touchline, and it'll be brought forward this time by Bosch, who is fouled, and Austria will get the free kick midway inside their own half, and Gakpo will probably get a talking to from the referee.
Yeah, but that's the first time anybody's laid a glove or a leg or a shoulder on anybody so far. No, we're not that far into it, but we are 12, nearly 13 minutes. Somebody's got to put a foot in. Somebody's got to set the standard somewhere that they're going to close down and try and win the ball back.
Yeah, first free kick of the game, and we have been playing, as Mick said, for 13 minutes so far. Netherlands 0, Austria 1. Long one over the top, and it's dealt with as the charge was on from Patrick Wimmer to try and get there. Ake will get it up to halfway. Lovely layoff from Depay. Now maybe the counter's on for the Dutch here. Depay's carried on his run. Gakpo out wide to that left-hand side, edge of the penalty area. Gakpo on his right foot, gets it across, and he opens his body for the shot in the end, does Reinders. But he opened it up a little too much, and he just scuffs it wide of the left-hand post.
Well, it's a great break on them, but it's an awful miss, this. He's got to hit the target for me, or if he gets it blocked, but he's opened himself up too much. On his way, missed it, but sliced it wide. That's a dreadful miss. Dreadful miss the target. I'm not saying, he's got to hit the target and work the goalkeeper.
Man from Milan, Tijani Reinders, scored a goal against Scotland in March. His only international goal so far in that thumping win against the Scots 4-0 in one of the last warm-up games for the Euros, of course, as Arnautovic does brilliantly just to hold the ball and fight off a couple of Dutch challenges, and then allows play to be set up here for Grilic, and then wide down this left-hand side, Alexander Paas, who gets it forward again, and Wimmer had just made a run inside, and Sabitza's played the ball down into the channel on the left-hand side, whereas Wimmer on that occasion had made the run towards the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, Sabitza's telling him where he wanted to run, where he thought he was going to run. Unfortunately he didn't, he got the pass wrong. But just going back to the chance there, it just shows how easy, though, that the Dutch can pick a hole in you. They've got such good footballers, but a dreadful finish.
Still 0-0 over on Talk Sport 2 with France taking on Poland. We are the only radio station bringing you live commentary on all 51 games at these Euros. Of course, we've got that double header for you tonight with England, of course, in action on Talk Sport. The Denmark game will be over on Talk Sport 2. All the build up for that from 7 o'clock this evening. Well, it feels like we've been building up to it since the last game on Thursday. There's no doubt about that. Quarter of an hour gone here in Berlin. It's the Netherlands 0, Austria 1. That own goal from Daniel Malen inside the first 6 minutes. The fastest own goal in Euro history. And there's a foul this time. And it's Estrada who's penalised. And again, he's all over the back of him. It's no surprise that the referee's given the free kick to Austria. And Ralf Rangnick will be delighted with the start his team have made here.
Well, he saw his reaction on the bench when they scored him, and he was punching there, which quite rightly so as well. But they just started so well, and we're back to it now where the Netherlands are sitting back and inviting them onto them.
Zeeveld just gives it across to Lienhart, who plays it out wide to this left-hand side, and Alexander passes there again, but he can't control it this time, and it's out for a throw to the Dutch. But he's finding a lot of room down this left-hand side.
But look, he's made a mess of the control, but that's far too easy for him to be able to pick his head up and pick that pass. There's a Ronald Koeman's there, his hands are going all over the place. He's not happy at the moment. But I can't believe how they've set up and just sat back and allowed Austria to come onto them, because I thought Austria would start the game as they've started all of them, aggressively, and that's just what they've done. They've got the rewards.
They have indeed, leading by a goal to nil. 16.5 minutes played. This Austrian side finished second in Group F behind Belgium in qualification. In fact, they only lost one game. That was by 3 goals to 2 to Belgium in Vienna. Decent warm-up, went against Serbia and a draw against Switzerland coming into the competition, of course. So they've been thoroughly disappointed with that defeat against France in Dusseldorf. They haven't kept a clean sheet though in their last 5 games, so that'll be the challenge today. And Ralf Rangnick will be looking to try and maybe just tighten up a little at the back, but they do have their issues, of course. Trauner, who scored that opening goal against Poland, he's out with a thigh injury today, and is potentially a question mark for further down the line in this tournament should they qualify for the round of 16. And as things stand, they will, and they'll qualify as group winners. And that has plenty of implications, of course, because the group winners are likely to take on the team that finished second place in Group F, which at the moment is Turkey. Could end up being Czechia, depending on that final round of games there. Portugal, of course, already qualified as group winners. Here come the Dutch on the attack towards the edge of the penalty area again. Out wide on that left-hand side is Gakpo. Malen had worked hard to just try and keep hold of possession. And now there'll be more bodies arriving in orange down this right-hand side to Vrij. Gives it out wide on this near side to Estrada. They go back inside their own half with De Vrij and Van Dijk again in the centre circle. Pressure's on as the Austrians look to close them down. As they do, they hunt him back, and they hunt well, and they've won the ball back. Arnautovic with a flick. Sabitzer inside the centre circle for Austria, forward down that right-hand side. He's looking for some support, which they get in the form in the end of Zeeveld, and they have it again inside their own half, but the press was good. And Lienhart will now go back all the way to the keeper, Patrick Pence, away to our right-hand side.
Austria in a great shape. You said the press was good. They're kind of passive for a while. You know, Netherlands have got the ball, it's playing in front of them, and then soon as there's a loose pass, they go. And they all went together and they won the ball back. They are well drilled. It's great to watch.
Well, they're 1-0 up here after 18.5 minutes without actually having had a shot so far. Grilic in the centre circle. He finds Zeeveld, who is alongside him. Now the charge is on down that right-hand side for Schmid. Schmid still there, gets it back from Posch, 25 yards out from goal. Zeeveld. And again, it's on the right-hand side, Posch. Happy to keep possession here. Zeeveld works it forward. Schmid now towards the edge of the penalty area. There's Arnautovic. Turns away, the skipper, then clips the ball down that right-hand side. A good ball as well. Stefan Posch, chance to deliver, but he's closed down immediately by Nathan Ake. And he takes his time, works it back once more. Grilic with the support of Nicolas Zeeveld. And they're happy to work back inside their own half. And you can hear the olays for every single pass. The Austrian side are racking up here as they keep the ball with Lienhart. To the right-hand side again. Verba and then a little knock maybe on Posh. Referee says no. And play will continue with Austria having possession deep inside their own half, and Austria kind of almost doing what the Dutch like to do to most teams.
Absolutely, they're getting some of their own medicine, and the crowd are giving it all layers. And then, one of them tries. He's going to put a foot in. I think, I don't know if it's a foul or not, but they are playing exceptionally well. It's the way. I honestly believe it's the way they started. They started aggressively. They're on the front foot, and if you start lethargically, it's hard to change the narrative. It's hard to get out of it because the team's on top of you.
20 minutes gone. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. It's the Netherlands 0, Austria 1. It means Austria are winning the group. Netherlands currently dropping down to third in the table. They will qualify, of course, and France, because they are still held 0-0 against Poland, will finish second in the group. That's as things stand. Long way to go. Not even reached the midway point of this first half. An early own goal, though, from Malin is what separates these two sides. And the Austrian supporters, they may be less in number, certainly making more noise than the Dutch right now. Ake has it deep inside his own half, and all they can see in front of them is a wall of white shirts. Van Dijk looks to try and break out on this near side with a pass to Estrada, and it's picked up again for Austria, and they have it back. Arnautovic, left-hand side, midway inside the Netherlands territory. Looking for support, Schmid towards the edge of the box, looking for Wimmer, but Wimmer was just held up and the pass was away from him, and it's safely in the arms of Bart Verbruggen away to our left-hand side.
The Netherlands are they're moving the ball around slowly. I thought it was Van Dijk's pass there. He chipped it into the middle of the park, and as soon as it slows it down, the Austrians have gone and nicked it back again. And but for the poor pass at the end, they'd have had a chance.
The Austrians have 16 of their squad playing at their first ever Euros. They look fairly comfortable and accustomed to the environment. These tournaments are probably the best time, aren't they, for international footballers?
Amazing. They really are. You come away, and if you can get through to the next round, then the excitement that gets, and it just creates in the country, it's wonderful.
Is there much boredom at times when you're away for the time that you are in between games and stuff? Or?
Yeah, of course there is. It's, you spend a lot of time in your room, you spend a lot of time, you can't do anything. If you're away in the sunshine, not going sunbathing and swimming, you're resting, you're relaxing, you're training, and you try and create things that you can do, but there's a fair amount of boredom there.
Well, you say that. Ralf Rangnick took the Austrian players for a walk on Sunday and said to them, if you want to go for a dunk in the lake, you're more than welcome, and a fair few of them decided to.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, well, we've done that as a team, that's for sure.
A little bit of team bonding. He said it can often be quite boring, and you are training every single day, so therefore sometimes you just need to let your hair down. Midway point of the first half on TalkSport. Netherlands 0, Austria 1. Lovely ball slipped through inside the penalty area. Malin with a chance. Oh, he's put it wide. Left-footed shot from around 12 yards out, and he skewed it beyond the left-hand post. We surely should have been hitting the target there. It's a terrific opportunity for the Dutch to draw themselves level, and the man who scored the own goal had a chance to redeem himself, but it's a wasted opportunity.
It was the touch from Depay that set it up, but considering his finish with the first goal, his own goal, that is truly awful. He's not done anything. He's just, what do we say, sclaffed it. He's never dinked it over the keeper. He's missed it completely. And Austria have got away with one there, I have to be honest, because it's a great chance.
It really was. It's like you say, that the finish for the own goal was quite stunning. That was, not the best of shots. He just scuffed it wide in the end with his same left foot.
A warning to Austria, because they've just picked a hole in them there, and really it should be 1-1. Great chance.
Almost 24 minutes played. Netherlands 0, Austria 1. The thoughts of the former Republic of Ireland manager Mick McCarthy. As the Austrians, some of them are very well dressed up for a 26-degree heat for sure. Some have dispensed with their shirts. Some look like they're in brass band uniforms. Maybe to keep some of the heat off them. Cody Gakpo's gone down there just over halfway, and that's going to be a free kick to the Dutch.
You say about for us, how good is it to be there in a tournament? It is for the fans as well. You see them all dressed up. You see, especially The Dutch, well, the Irish, when we've travelled, the Austrians, they're all dressed up in their gear and they're coming some crazy costumes, but they love it. It's like a fancy dress most days, but it's fabulous.
I was going to say that the Scots unhappy that they're coming home, obviously, after the group stages, but you just saw the time some of those Scottish supporters have had in Germany during Euro 2024. It's memories for a lifetime, isn't it?
Brilliant. And when I saw the two teams singing the national anthem, nobody did it better than the Scottish. They were brilliant. Lovely to hear.
25 minutes played. Still Austria lead by a goal to nil. The Dutch on the attack. Free kick. Foul by Wimmer. Penalised by the referee. It's just outside the centre circle, and it means that I think Tijani Reinders is just holding his shoulder a little bit there in some discomfort. Obviously had to have the reshuffle around this Dutch midfield at the start of the tournament due to injury. That's good work down this right hand side from Donyell Malen again, but Wimmer blocks out the cross, and it's a corner for the Dutch on this near side the right.
It's a great block by Wimmer, that actually, because Malen's beaten his other opponent. All ends up there, just a leg over the ball and gone to the byline. Stopped a great cross going on.
Almost 26 minutes played. First corner of the game for the Dutch down this right hand side. Gakpo, De Vrij, and of course Virgil van Dijk will be a big target here. Scored in both their last warm-up games against Canada and Iceland in the build-up to the tournament, did Van Dijk, but that cross is headed away. Not the best of efforts, and it was very simple for Posh.
Is it just me, Adam? I don't think the standard of corners not been very good.
Well, funnily enough, I think the best one was probably in the opening game for Poland against the Netherlands. That was probably the best corner and the best goal from a corner that we've seen so far. The Dutch couldn't defend it that day.
Yeah, there's been some dreadful corners. Hit the first man, hit it too far.
You think with all that time on the training ground, that's one of the things you'd probably be working on, wouldn't you?
Well, you know, they should be dropping it on, you know, on the spot, really. It really has been a surprise to me that the standard of corner kicks, it's not been great.
Standard of Estrada's pass then to Malen on this near side wasn't great, and it's had a play for a throw to Austria midway inside their own half. And it's perhaps one of the changes today who gets it away and up this near touchline, and now he just uses the big right boot this time to lump it into the centre circle, where Nathan Ake will win the first header for the Dutch. And on that far side, Romano Schmid will gather possession for Austria on halfway. Back with Posh. And again, they'll just take the heat out of things. Ralf Rangnick's side and just look to build from the back on this near side with Maximilian Wöber into the centre circle. Wimmer's there being harried and hassled all the time by Estrada. Far touchline, it's with Posh. Again, happy to just go back inside his own half, and they're very composed on the ball, the Austrians.
They are, but what I'm talking about Netherlands, there's nobody hunting the ball down in their half. I mean, they're now in the Netherlands half. That's ridiculous. It's far too easy.
I mean, it was Lienhart, the centre half, who was just able to wander into Dutch territory and comfortably just play the ball forward.
They should remind them they're 1-0 down. Unless they've set out for this, just to sit in and try and catch them on the break, but I wouldn't be happy. 1-0 down and they're having the ball at the back and just knocking it about far too easy.
I don't think Ronald Koeman does look particularly pleased. His second spell in charge, of course, reappointed in January 2023.
What an easy pass that is from the goalkeeper into the midfield, and they're out. They're in the final third.
They are. Wimmer down this left-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. He's got past there again, who clips it across, and again the delivery is not the best. It's controlled by Sabitzer at the edge of the penalty area, and then wide again from Zeevold, and it's in from Posh, and it's blocked out by Ake, and it'll be another throw to Austria on the right-hand side, who are all finding this very, very comfortable. They lead by a goal to nil. Almost 29 minutes played. You're listening to Talk Sport, home of the Euros, all 51 games live across the Talk Sport network. Right now it's still France 0, Poland 0 over on Talk Sport 2. As that ball swung over to Wimmer on this near touchline. It's going to be run out of play that time by Estrada, and it will be another throw to Austria level with the edge of the penalty area on this left-hand side.
Adam, the centre halves for Austria are having a field day. They're passing it between them. Nobody's closing them down. They can hit a long diagonal whenever they want to either fullback or wide player. They've rolled one into the midfield and end up in the 18-yard box really quickly. Somebody's got to go and close them down. They can't continue to play like that.
Long throw for Austria towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's flicked on it, comes back to the edge of the penalty area. Sabitzer hits the shot, wants the handball, and then on the volley, it's a decent effort that time by Grilic, but it's comfortably saved by Verbruggen.
Yes, Sabitzer hits this. As soon as it hits anybody in the box now, it's a shout for handball. I mean, it's hit him on the shoulder. But again, it's another attempt at goal. And Austria are playing very, very well. Surprised at the Netherlands.
Well, Sabitzer again, edge of the penalty area, right hand side. Arnautovic calling for it in the middle. Goes short instead to Schmid. Out wide again to Sabitzer on that right hand side for Austria. Level with the penalty spot, but he's worked it now back out towards the edge of the penalty area instead. Good challenge from Ake. Depay is there to pick up the loose ball, and it'll be out for a throw on that far side for the Dutch. Better from Nathan Ake. Depay dropping in deep to get involved as well. Braids and a headband for Memphis Depay today. Yet to score in this tournament, of course. He's looking to score, and he's got goals at 3 major tournaments so far. Back in 2014 in the World Cup, 2020 and 2022. And now a conversation, the referee getting involved with Virgil van Dijk and Arnautovic here. His throw is going to be taken on that far side. Van Dijk looks quite frustrated. I suspect he's not just frustrated with the referee in that instance, but particularly frustrated with the rest of his Dutch teammates so far.
I wonder why the referee chose to go and speak to Van Dijk when they were taking a throw in the left back position. I don't know if he was having a bit of a ruck with Arnautovic or what, I don't know what it was. Almost like telling him to get on with it. He wasn't happy anyway, Van Dijk.
There's Gakpo on that far side, but Depay has been fouled in the process of winning that ball and flicking it on to Gakpo, and that will be a free kick. It's the first yellow card of the game as well, and it's gone to Stefan Posch. He's not one of those who would miss a round of 16 tight, but his name is into the book of Ivan Kravliak, and it was for an innocuous challenge on Memphis Depay.
It wasn't very much, was it? No.
That's the level of booking, then we could be in trouble a little bit later, that's for sure.
Some of the bookings they get are ridiculous now, they really are.
How long will you lasted, Mick? 10 minutes? 15?
Well, I have the record, don't I, in 1990 for the most fouls in the World Cup, and didn't get booked.
Which is quite remarkable.
Adam, I foul people gently, you know that. I was a sensitive soul.
I've seen some footage from when you were playing up north in Scotland. There was nothing gentle about that. Here's Memphis Depay towards the edge of the penalty area for the Dutch, just trying to keep possession of the ball, which he does well. We're going to see Xavi Simons, so I think Ronald Koeman has maybe seen enough here so far, as Wimmer tries to break out, and that's a poor first touch that time. And losing possession of the ball for Austria was Arnautovic, and well, Estrada is banging the floor, and there's another yellow card. This time it's gone to Patrick Wimmer, and that means Patrick Wimmer will miss the round of 16 tights, his second yellow card of the competition. And quite rightly so, because he's got on the ankle there of Estrada. We may say the other one was soft, but that's a yellow card all day.
Yeah, that's a bit naughty, that one. He's missed the ball completely, and there's no reason to, actually. He's just dangled the leg, hasn't he? Let him kick it.
23-year-old from Wolfsburg. They'll miss out now on whoever they face in the first knockout round, should they get there, which at the moment they will as group winners. Free kick for the Dutch, swung into the penalty area and easily cleared. Breaks at the edge of the penalty area, and again it's a shot. This time not the best of efforts on this occasion from Reinders, and it's well wide of the right-hand post. Now let's see what this change is going to be for the Dutch. Simons, who started the first 2 games, is the player that's coming on, and he's going to replace Joey Veerman, who is going off. Substitution 34 minutes in, and I don't think he's injured, let's put it that way.
I'll tell you what, if I was getting taken off after 34 minutes, I'd be limping. So everybody thought I was injured. Because
that's what you do at the very least, isn't it? Shake of the head, no surprise. Wow. And Xavi Simons will go into that position just behind Memphis Depay. And at this point, they're all going to take a quick drinks break as well. With 10 minutes remaining in the first half, it is a warm evening in Berlin. A reminder right now over on TalkSport 2, as things stand, it is goalless between France and Poland. It means the group looks like this. Austria will be top, France will be second, and the Netherlands will be third. Coming up once we're done tonight from 7, all the build-up. England against Slovenia. Adrian Durham in the chair. Stuart Pearce and Jim Proudfoot will guide you through that. Over on TalkSport 2, it'll be Denmark against Serbia, with the former Liverpool women's striker Courtney Sweetman-Kirk alongside Nigel Adderley for that game tonight as well. And a reminder, tomorrow it's another day of double games and double headers from 5 o'clock. Ukraine against Belgium is here on TalkSport. On TalkSport 2, it'll be Slovakia against Romania. Remember, all 4 teams in that group are on 3 points right now, and then we finish up tomorrow night with the Czech Republic against Turkey right here on TalkSport. And on TalkSport 2, it's Georgia versus Portugal. 10 minutes to go to half time here in the sunshine, although some of the Olympia Stadion is bathed in a little bit of shade right now. Netherlands 0, Austria 1. Everyone's ready to go, and we are back underway. And it's Herstrada clearing it to halfway, but Austria pick it up again, and it's at the feet of Grilic, who does really well to escape a couple of challenges. Grilic out wide to this left-hand side, where Arnautovic has it, looking to cut onto his right foot. He's happy to fight and just try and win possession of that ball, Arnautovic, which he does, and then looks to lay it back to Wimmer, and that's hit the referee about 10 yards outside the Dutch penalty area. He says play on, because Austria have gathered possession. Ball into the box, Ake's across and has to clear it, and it'll be a corner on this left-hand side for the Austrians. Great run, great ball that. So it's not everything have to be played through. It's a great run into the box. Ake's gone with him. They nearly made a mess of it between Ake and Ake's dealt with it in the end. Goalkeeper coming, and I think he may have missed it. Austrian corner down the left-hand side. Just over 8 minutes remaining in this first half. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport. Here's the corner from this near side. What kind of damage can they do inside the box? Can we see a better delivery? We saw the Dutch. They've gone outside the box. Sabitzer drills one! And Verbruggen goes down low to his left-hand side and makes the save. It's kept alive. Sabitzer again towards the edge of the penalty area. The first shot comes in from Grilic, bounces around, keeper's lost it, Arnautovic is there, Arnautovic goes down. The Austrian supporters want a penalty, nobody else does, and Xavi Simons on that far side is then fouled, and it will be a free kick for the Dutch, and the booing is because Arnautovic didn't get the penalty kick he wanted. Oh, this is like an awful miss, and it is. Arnautovic has got to finish that, and he's saved it. The goalkeeper's he's took it away from him. He may well have caught Arnautovic, but he's got his hand on it, a good hand on it, and cleared it away. But Savitzer's shot here, first and foremost, from the corner, from the short corner, was fantastic. He's made another good save, the goalkeeper. But absolutely fabulous performance from Austria so far. And we didn't see a corner then go in. They changed it, and they're expecting the ball coming in, and they caught them by surprise. Sabitzer could have scored. He's made a good save, the goalkeeper. He did. Verbruggen, excellent. Yeah, good stop from the Brighton keeper, of course. He was in the Roberto De Zerbi rotation pool of goalkeepers throughout last season in the Premier League. They've given it away here again. Or should I say, actually, to be fair, Austria have won it back. But then he's fallen on the floor that time as Schmid, and he's going to be penalised for a handball. More boos towards the referee. I'm not sure what he's supposed to do about that, because he's on the floor and the ball's blasted at him and it hits his hand. It does feel a little bit harsh. Difficult to get out of the way, isn't it? Yeah, very much so on that occasion. Away to our left-hand side. The ball is picked up nicely by the Dutch at the edge of their own penalty area. They'll look to try and bring it forward again towards halfway. Decent run this time, and with a bit of purpose that time by Reinders, but now he's given it away. And here's Wimmer. Wimmer towards the edge of the penalty area, drives the shot. It's blocked at the edge of the D and cleared again for the Dutch, who will try and bring it forward now down that left-hand side with Gakpo. Now into a dangerous area. He's taken down by Philip Lienhart. Not going to get booked this time though. It'll just be a free kick for the Dutch on that far side. Now, I am surprised at that he's not getting booked, because they're on the break. They're in
attacking moment. If he gets past him, they're right down down the throat of the goals. And he doesn't give. That's amazing that some of them get booked for and some of them don't. Some strange decisions. And there's me saying, I don't like people getting booked, but that one should be.
Philip Lienhart went 3 years between his first cap and his second internationally, but he's been a fixture in this Euros tournament so far for Austria. Had a play on the far side for a throw to the Dutch.
What an awful delivery as well there from Depay. We're talking about corner kicks, free kicks and corner kicks. Arsenal this year, who were never known for taking corners, they were the best. Put balls in the box, good deliveries, get big players to go and attack it, you'll score goals.
You're listening to Euro Game Day live on Talk Sport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. 5 minutes to go to half-time. Netherlands 0, Austria 1. Over on Talk Sport 2, it remains 0-0 between France and Poland. It means Austria are topping the group right now. Down this right-hand side, it's Malen who scored the own goal, which separates these two sides. Brilliant. Cuts into the box, pulls it back. Right-footed shot is driven in and comfortably blocked this time round. Shooter with the effort on goal, but it easily blocked, not enough power in it. And Arnautovic will try and win a header, but loses out again, and forward they come once more. Reinders down this right-hand side. No flag at the moment as Gakpo crosses to Depay, and it's cleared off the line, but you expect maybe the flag's going to go up. The referee says yes, it was offside, but play on.
Yeah, it was way offside. I've got my hand up here, defender. I recognise offside when I see it, even if it's not. But the chance before that is that Malen's got past the fullback. Was it Prass who got past? Really good chance. Fullback should do better, but great bit of play by Malen. He's a real threat. He's quick down that side. If they can get the ball to him and get 1v1 against Prass, I think they've got a problem.
You'd have thought Jordi Schouten may have had a better effort on target, but it was well blocked by Austria, who lead by a goal to 0. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half, plus, of course, time to be added on. Van Dijk with a towering header from in the centre circle. Knocked back into the Dutch half, and Sabitzer then just tries to turn and get away on this near side, but thought he'd got out of play, but De Vrij did well there on this occasion. And now with possession is Florian Grilic, who's seen plenty of the ball for Austria in the opening exchanges of this game. He's got it now inside the centre circle. He goes back to Lienhart, who's got Verber alongside him. They're about 20 yards outside the Austrian penalty area, away to our right-hand side. And in the end, it's back with Patrick Pence, who will take his time before clearing here for this Austrian side, who I'm guessing he'll be quite happy to get in 1-0 at half-time.
I would think so, yeah. I think they'll be delighted with the performance. I think they'll be surprised at how dominant I think they've been. It's not like the Netherlands have been keeping the ball and playing through them. They've had a couple of chances, but Austria have been excellent. But they've shown the threat. The Netherlands, they've had a couple of good chances.
Well, we mentioned it before the game. 21st meeting between these sides. 10 wins for the Dutch. They've won each of the last 7. As Mick said, the way to approach that is, well, today's the time for it to change, and at this moment in time it is. Reinders trying to charge forward for the Dutch, but he runs into a white wall, and it's picked up by Schmid on that far side for Austria. Schmid still going forward. They'll continue the run down the right hand side. There's too much on that, and Posch can't get there. He may well have potentially been offside as well, but it's had a play for a goal kick to the Dutch away to our left hand side. 90 seconds left of the first half.
This is the bit where Malen's gone past him. He's gone past him as if far too easily. But it's a great block. You can say, could he have done better with a shot? That's going to hit the target. It's just a great block. The defender's throwing himself in front of the ball. Fabulous defending.
Well, it was a defender throwing himself at the ball that led to the own goal up the other end early on in this game.
Yes, but he was running the other way. He was running back towards his own goal.
Always a dangerous business,
that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, that's the goal that separates these sides. That's the voice of Mick McCarthy, the former Republic of Ireland manager, who's with us on Talk Sport this evening.
I know it's a blast from the past, Alan, but it's 4-4-2 that was. You put balls in box, wingers got in, or the overlapping full-back, you put balls in, opposition are running towards their own goal. Can you score? And maybe they might nick it in.
4-4-2, Mick will never catch on.
Never, ever, no, not at all.
It's all about the 4-2-3-1-2-4, yeah.
Christmas tree formation.
Indeed.
I used to love 4-4-2. I loved it. It was fantastic. Wingers That'd be great.
Well, I was going to say, when you had the likes of Niall Quinn and people like that up top and John Aldridge, I mean, you had the perfect combos, didn't you, two strikers?
Yeah, Kevin Sheedy and Ray Houghton, you know, I mean, why wouldn't you play that way?
Last 30 seconds of the first half. Netherlands 0, Austria 1 on Talk Sport. Euro Game Day Live. It remains 0-0 between France and Poland over on Talk Sport 2 with Darren Bent and Ian Dante guiding you through that one. And a reminder, England are coming up tonight. Don't go anywhere. They're in action, of course. Kickoff is 8 o'clock UK time, 9 o'clock German time. We're into 2 added minutes at the end of this first half with the sun shining down in Berlin. Comfortable.
Adam, I'll be amazed if they play this way in the second half, the Netherlands. Just letting them play around at the back, the keeper's having it, nobody's closing him down, they just sat in. I really do not understand when, you know, they want to win the game, really. They've got, I think they were shell shocked when they took the own goal and got 1-0 down. They can't have this, they've got to get up the pitch.
And their form in group games is so good. They are unbeaten in 11 at major tournaments since they lost all 3 of their group games in the 2012 Euros. First time that had ever happened to them. First time as well they were eliminated at the group stage since 1980, but since then they've been brilliant. But they've got defending to do here as we head towards the last minute of added time at the end of the first half. That's a terrible pass. I think it had too much on it anyway that time from Posh, but it's been diverted by Ake out for a corner.
You see the benefit of Arnautovic there. He's not running around everywhere. When it comes up to him, he makes it stick, and he can get the midfield players up behind it. We've got a corner now. This has got to go in the box and have a good delivery, surely. We're on, you know, in the last minute of extra time here.
115th cap for Arnautovic today. Scored his first goal back in 2010. FC Twente is one of his first clubs as well, so plenty of connections between these two sides. Here's the corner from the right hand side for Austria. Dying moments of this first half. Netherlands 0, Austria 1. Arnautovic wants it, he's doing the hard work, he's closing it on for Bruggen around the goalkeeper, of course. Wimmer will deliver towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed up in the air and over the bar by Florian Grlic, and that should be the last action of the opening 45 minutes, and indeed it is. There is the whistle, and Austria have the lead at half-time. In fact, they've had it since the 6th minute of this game. An own goal from Daniel Malen as the cross was put in by Alexander Praz. He turned it home. It was a terrific finish, to be fair. The Dutch have had a couple of chances to pull themselves level in this game, but missed opportunities for them, and Verbruggen been the busier of the 2 goalkeepers. But at half-time in Berlin, Austria are winning the group right now. It's the Netherlands 0, Austria 1.
Adam Bridge, thank you very much. Yes, indeed, this might well be a turn up for the books. Not necessarily this result, but the way this group may well be finishing up, because it being goalless as well in the other game between France and Poland. As Adam was telling us, Austria leading by a goal to nil now at half-time, are 45 minutes away from topping this group. They are on 6 points, followed by France on 5, the Netherlands on 4. And if England were to win their group, the way things are working out right now, it would mean that the Netherlands would be the team that they face in the last 16. So that'll be interesting as we build up to that game a little bit later on. But let's get the half-time thoughts then from the former Republic of Ireland manager Mick McCarthy, who I think I should name Gentle Fowler, as I heard him say in commentary a little bit earlier on. Mick, your thoughts then on that first 45. Austria, fantastic. They just came firing out from the blocks, didn't they?
I appreciate that nickname, Natalie, but I don't think anybody will recognise me by calling me that.
No, maybe not.
Well, I said before, and Austria do exactly the same as they've done in the other 2 games, which is to approach it very aggressively and get at the Netherlands. I did then wonder when I thought, well, if they can draw and end up on 4 points, they're going to get through. But no, they went for it, and brilliant. I know it's an own goal, but the fact they played through the Netherlands so easily. The Netherlands have been so passive. I've been disappointed with them. And if Ronald Koeman isn't blistering the walls, I'm not sure they'll do that now. But if he's not giving out to them and got to get them up the pitch and go closing down, then I just don't see. I know they've had a couple of chances, but Austria have been excellent. Really delighted with that performance.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness with the Netherlands, it was more towards the end of the game, or that end of the first half, that they sort of came alive. they've just exploited the width, Austria. I mean, it just seemed as though the Netherlands defence had been very condensed. I mean, that first goal, for example, came with so much room out on the left for Alexander Pras to exploit. His ball then goes into the box. It's diverted in for an own goal. It's just been a very confident first 45 from Austria, and as you say, passive and pedestrian from the Netherlands.
It is, but you know we say it's an own goal, and it is quite clearly, but he's running back towards his own goal, and he's sprinting back because they've got him behind them with Pras, and he's going to put a ball in the box. Now, saying about 4-4-2, seems to have gone now. Everybody wants to cut it back. You put the ball across and people are running back, you've every chance of one of the defenders putting it in the net. But the Netherlands have been so passive. Yeah. I can't believe. And the reason why they can get those wide players is nobody's closing the centre after him. He keeps spanking it out to him on a diagonal, and it's easy for them. And I'm so surprised with Netherlands. They've been disappointed, but I've been delighted with Austria.
Yeah, very much so. They sort of have sat back a little bit, the Netherlands, which you wouldn't necessarily expect from them. But Ronald Koeman didn't bring an early change. He did make a substitution in that game as Joe Verman was brought off and Xavi Simon came on. We'll wait to see if there are any further changes in this game as the Netherlands look to try and get themselves back into it. But for now, Mick McCarthy, thank you very much. Let's just remind you then of our half-time highlights with Carling.
Half-time highlights on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Nice ball through the middle. There's room here for pass on this left-hand side. Chance to cross, which he does, and it's poked home. It's an own goal, and it's turned into his own net by Mallon.
It's just the fact that Mallon's coming back and got his toe end on it and put it past his goalkeeper.
Good finish, that, isn't it?
Not for a defender, no. I had a few of them.
First own goal in Euro history for the Netherlands. Sabitzer drills one, and Verbruggen goes down low to his left-hand side. Sabitzer again towards the edge of the penalty area. The first shot comes in from Grilic, bounces around, keeper's lost it. Arnautovic is there. Arnautovic goes down. The Austrian supporters want a penalty. Nobody else does.
So a reminder then, it is Austria that lead by a 0-0 at the break in this game in Berlin. That was the half-time highlights. Thanks to Carling. It's 18 and over. Please do drink responsibly.
Half-time highlights on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
And in the other game, over on TalkSport 2, coming from Dortmund, it's currently goalless between France and Poland, but both sides have had huge chances.
Dembele to his right, slips in Dembele, head to the 6-yard box, great save, Skorupski.
Great save from Skorupski, but really poor finish from Dembele.
Zielinski down the left-hand side of the box, crosses to the far post, Lewandowski heads wide, he wants a corner, it's not been given.
Do you know what, I think it's good defended from Saliba.
On a plate from Zielinski's left foot, but wide of the target. 0-0, goes infield to Mbappe. Now Barcola, Mbappe takes over, great save by Skorupski, just turns it round.
Good play there from Bradley Barcola on the half turn, and Mbappe using that pace, 5 yards, wow.
Euro Game Day game updates on TalkSport with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now.
Okay, reminder then, the way things are going, Austria will be topping this group with France in second and the Netherlands third, which would mean, as things stand, they would face England if England were to win their group later on tonight. Live on TalkSport, we'll continue the build up to that one and bring you live commentary of England, Slovenia and Denmark, Serbia on TalkSport 2, but the main game, England, Slovenia, is live on TalkSport. The second half to come, though, of Netherlands, Austria in just a few moments here on TalkSport.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport with Burger King. What's better than a last-minute winner? A crispy chicken royale delivered straight to your door.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh! He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country.
Come on, lads!
Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Yes! Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claim.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
I need to get snacks, I need to get drinks, should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats, gotta find a BP, gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me, gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Adam in the car 1, hungry mates 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Get match ready with Club Card prices. Like 25% off 6 or more bottles of wine or fizz. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel the... to lower prices. Tesco, every little helps. 18 plus drinkware.co.uk, majority of large stores, ends 1st of July, excludes Scotland, Club Card or app required.
Here we are then, Jeff. Just minutes to go until the whistle. Will they make it?
Tense is an understatement, Jeff. There's so much riding on it. The question is, will they be able to find that extra gear when they need it most?
And here we go. Oh, yes, they've made it. That's why you drive a properly maintained vehicle.
Love to see that.
It's starting, come on.
Make sure your journey to the match is a smooth one. Book a free vehicle safety check today at quickfit.com or your local centre. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and... straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every England game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders with 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
TalkSport. Der Fußball from Deutschland.
How about that?
Licensed broadcaster of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Euro Game Day Live with Natalie Sawyer
on TalkSport.
Treffers.
Welcome back to Euro Game Day Live. With me, Natalie Sawyer, Adam Bridge even, and former Republic of Ireland manager Mick McCarthy as we bring you live commentary of the Netherlands versus Austria. It's Austria who 1-0 up at the break, which means, with other results going their way, they are topping Group D. France, Poland in the other game, live on TalkSport 2, currently goalless. We'll get more thoughts of the commentary team in just a moment, but let's take you to the latest odds, all thanks to William Hill.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Okay, so William Hill are offering the Netherlands now at 3-1 to turn this one around and get the victory they need to go above Austria and potentially win this group. But it's Austria they're seeing as the odds-on favourite at 19-20 to hold on, keep all 3 points currently, whilst the draw is a best price 9-4. If you're looking at the goal scorer markets, well, Xavi Simons was brought on in that first half, and to equalise for the Dutch, that's a best price 9-1, whereas Virgil van Dijk to score a header at any time has now been enhanced to 15-1. Can they take advantage of some set pieces in this second half? 15-1 then you can get on Virgil van Dijk to score a header at any time. That was a look at the latest odds, all thanks to William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. It's 18 and over. begambleaware.org.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with
rounds, and hopefully tomorrow night we're fully on it and when we're ready for what Slovenia have for us.
Well, let's get the thoughts of the former Republic of Ireland manager Mick McCarthy then on this game coming up later on tonight. England taking on Slovenia, which is live on Talk Sport. And Mick, Declan Rice there talking about the fact that many of the top teams have actually dropped points in this tournament so far. It's actually only Spain who have earned maximum points so far of all the teams still involved, that is. They've already booked their place through, but obviously a few other teams could make it 3 wins out of 3, like Portugal, for example. They need a strong performance, don't they, just to kind of get the critics off their back?
Absolutely. It's getting results is obviously the end result is what you want, but people want to see a performance, getting after teams, looking like they're enjoying it. All the good players that England have got, they want to see them perform like they do for the clubs. It's not easy. They're coming in, they're all under pressure, they all want to win. The important thing is to get through, but I think they really do need a performance to get everybody off the back, because it's, I just say, don't listen to it, just go out and play, just go out and play and enjoy being in the Euros, because it's a fabulous experience.
The problem is they're reminded about it, aren't they, constantly in the press conferences and things like that. But just get your thoughts on what you'd expect Gareth Southgate to change, if anything, coming into this game tonight.
Well, I think that, the shout is for Alexander Arnold to go to play out of midfield. He's played in there and started in there. When he plays for Liverpool, he used to start at right back and go into midfield, which is different, rather than starting in there. And I have to say, I think Gallagher will play. I think he's excellent as well. I think he's been Chelsea's best player. I like him. He's different class, gets about the pitch, gets a goal. I'd like to see him in there. He's got real energy. And you know what, other than that, I'm not really bothered, I have to be honest, Natty. I'm giving my opinion and I'm not bothered what they do.
Nick, that is fair enough. I know the teams have made their way out in Berlin for this one. I've just noticed they've got an escalator. Some of the players were using an escalator. Have you ever known anything like that before, Mick?
I think we had one when we were in Germany in '88, I seem to remember, yeah.
Very modern they are. Indeed, as I say, the teams have made their way out then. A big 45 coming up in Berlin, as there is in Dortmund, where France are taking on Poland. That's on TalkSport 2. That one is goalless currently as well. Kylian Mbappe, by the way, just to remind you, has started in that game. But let's hand you back over to your commentary team on TalkSport for the second half of the Netherlands against Austria. Mick McCarthy is alongside Adam Bridge.
Thank you, Natalie. The half-time sing-along rendition of Angels by Robbie Williams has been completed in the Olympia Stadion quite beautifully by the Dutch and Austrian supporters, I will say. We're currently getting rid of Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive. More your time, Mick?
That's a fairly appropriate one, is it, for all the managers in the Euros? I Will Survive. Good song.
Indeed. Right, we're almost ready to go at the start of the second half. Then a huge second 45 minutes for the Dutch, who suddenly might find themselves qualifying in third place, and if England top the group later, facing England in the round of 16. That would be very interesting. We're underway. The Dutch kicking from right to left in this second 45 minutes. They are all in orange, of course. Austria all in white. No changes at half-time. That one substitution during the first half, where we saw Xavi Simons come on into that midfield for the Dutch.
Well, they look from the set-up already, where the Dutch are in the opposition half, in the Austrian half, making them throw it. It looks to me, if they don't go pressing them, I'll be very, very surprised.
I'm sure words have been had by Ronald Koeman at half-time. For Bruggen's in goal, it's Ake, Van Dijk, De Vrij.
And I know this is here the start in the game. Why don't they push up the pitch? Push up the pitch, go on, get up the pitch, put it in their half, go and have a go at him, see if you can win it back in their half. Can you get a throw? I mean, so we start doing the same thing again.
We are. They're playing out from the back here. Reinders, Shooter, alongside Simons in that midfield, with Gakpo and Malen providing the width, and Depay up front, of course, for the Dutch. Although Wout Weghorst, I'm sure, will make an appearance at some point. That's better. They've won the ball back this time, courtesy of Estrada, and now the charge is on, and it's Simons towards the edge of the penalty. Gakpo onto his right foot. Brilliant finish. Cody Gakpo doing what he does best as he pulls the Dutch level just 1 minute into the second half. It's a brilliant finish from the Liverpool striker, who scores yet again on the international stage. That's 11 now in his 27 caps. It's a brilliant finish, super goal, and it's the Netherlands 1, Austria 1.
Yeah, well, when they nick it back in midfield, don't they? They won it higher up the pitch here. They win it there, win it back. Once they start now and they're breaking on them. when you see Gakpo getting in here, once he's rolled it into him, he comes in on his right foot, never looks like he's going to miss, to be honest. He stuck it right in the far corner. Brilliant goal. But winning the ball back, being aggressive, getting it back off Austria. It was a fabulous finish.
Gakpo on target, of course, in the opener, gets his second of the tournament, and it really was a delightful goal. And the Netherlands rectify things right at the start of this second half.
I can't go back to see who lost it, but he'll be heartbroken because they've kept hold of the ball, and losing it there, it's so dangerous. They've broken them and punished the Austrians.
Foul on Arnautovic by Van Dijk. Gakpo, of course, made his debut at Euro 2020. Scored those goals in the World Cup, 3 of them in Qatar. And he's on target again for the Dutch today. Changes everything in the group, of course, as well. Major tournament record is pretty good. 5 goals in 9 at his major tournaments for Cody Gakpo. Means the Dutch are back on top of the group as things stand. That's towards the back post and just bounces away and beyond Verber, who had made the run into the penalty area. And Ralf Rangnick is sat down, probably quite frustrated. I mean, as a manager, when you concede in the opening 2 minutes of the half, that when you're 1-0 up as well, everything you said at half time has gone out the window, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you've got in there, they're delighted at half time, but I would imagine most of us, I do know most of us, would be saying, right, let's be tight, don't give anything away, let's have a good start. And then you concede after, what was it, 2 minutes? He'll be broken hearted, it's devastating.
Much brighter from the Dutch. Malen on that far side, he's away from Wimmer, now cuts in towards the edge of the penalty area, sips in the box. Depay's first touch is a poor one, took it too far away from him and was easily dealt with in the end by Lienhart, and out for a throw to the Dutch on the far side. And all of a sudden that orange supporter's got a tad louder.
Absolutely, but they've turned the pace up, haven't they? Straight away they're up in the Austrian half. I wonder whether they'll go back to keeping the ball and just keep passing. Probably will, because that's the Dutch way, but they've started so much better.
Another throw, one by Reinders on that far side.
Yeah, he's a real threat as well. Absolutely a real threat is Malen. And I'm not going to. I mean, he's put the ball in his own net, but he was trying to get back to defend. So I admire that. But he's missed a glorious chance. But he's a real threat. His pace is causing them problems.
Yeah, dodgy foul throw that time, I think, there from Estrada, but the referee doesn't give it. Depay onto Estrada again, but he loses out, and it's picked up at the edge of the penalty area for Austria, right for the ball over the top. Well, I think as Arnautovic was alluding to in his press conference, he can't chase those anymore at the age of 35. He'll give it a go, but needs to be a little bit more concentrated in and around him as opposed to beyond him to try and chase. Here come the Dutch again, down that right-hand side. Simons is making all the difference right now. Estrada inside the penalty area, tries to skip away, and it goes out for what will be a goal kick to Austria. Good defending that time by Alexander Prass.
Yeah, Prass has got a tough task, I'll tell you. 1v1 against Malen. He's got away with that one. He's ended up with a goal kick, but he goes to go on the inside of him on his right foot, takes him on the outside every time, and every time he's done it, he's pretty much beat him, except for that one when it's gone for a goal kick.
And it is launched forward this time by Patrick Pence, taken down on halfway for the Dutch. Just slipping over that time was Malen, but it's with Estrada on that right-hand side. Now Malen infield, about 15 yards inside Austrian territory, tries to feed Memphis Depay, but ball doesn't quite reach him, and Van Dijk again is penalised for a foul, this time just over halfway. It's on Arnautovic yet again, and it is just a sly little dig at the back of Arnautovic's right foot, and it's a free kick for Austria.
It used to be first one was free.
It's your classic centre-half bit of
it is, yeah,
skullduggery, that, isn't it? Looks fairly innocuous. You think, there's nothing in that, but the ref was wise to that one.
Yeah, and the centre-forwards had your knee in the backside, it's not a good one.
It is 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I do appreciate that, Mick, and you're certainly coming from the...
I've got no sympathy for the centre-forward, put it that way.
Yeah, the centre-halves union is well represented here today. It's the voice of Mick McCarthy, the former Republic of Ireland manager, of course, who's played and managed at major tournaments around the world.
You can see this now. I mean, of course it does. The goals settle them. They're moving the ball quicker, they're moving it more inside. It's just, you know, I can't imagine that Holland are going to let this go now. The Dutch are going to just come to sit back on it or anything where they did in the first half. They're all up here in the opposition half. They just look straight away a unit that's going to be a bit more incisive and a bit more forward thinking.
7 minutes into the second half. Euro Game Day Live on Talk Sport. Netherlands 1, Austria 1. England, of course, coming up from 7 o'clock tonight. We'll be live in Cologne. As soon as we get a sniff of the team news, there is just one expected change, that being Conor Gallagher in for Trent Alexander-Arnold. As soon as we get a sniff of it, we'll bring it to you. Mallon cuts that one inside the box, and it's just behind Memphis Depay. And in the end, Grealish across doing some defending, and he needed to. Here's the corner for the Dutch down their left-hand side. Gakpo's going to leave it, and that will allow time for De Vrij and Van Dijk to make their way up from the back. I want a slightly better delivery what they saw in the first half, that's for sure. And it's Memphis Depay that's going to take it out wide on this left-hand side. So right-footed, swinging in, and the header is by Van Dijk. It took a deflection though, that time off Lienhart, and it'll be another corner for the Dutch.
Well, I've complained about the deliveries. That was a fantastic delivery, and Van Dijk gets his head on it. He's deflected for another corner. See what this is like.
Depay's found his range maybe. Second one comes in again, it's towards Van Dijk. Keeper gets up for it and is fouled in the process as he half clears it away. Patrick Pence. Van Dijk not happy with the decision.
Well, whether he was fouled or not, the fact that anybody's anywhere near him and he's going to challenge for the ball, I think Van Dijk's just jumped. He's just jumped. I don't think he's fouled him at all.
Well, the keeper gets one hand to it, but nothing more. They're a protected species though, aren't they?
They are, yes.
Well, he's now going to take his time doing his laces up, just to take the sting out of this start from the Dutch so far in this game, given we're 9 minutes in. And Cody Gakpo's equaliser at the start of this second half, meaning the group has changed somewhat. Netherlands now top, with France still goalless with Poland. It's France in second spot, and Austria now, who would qualify in third place with 4 points.
A bit reminiscent of Italy's winner last night, that one cutting in on his right foot.
Poor old Croatia, 2 games in a row, conceding late on, of course.
It's heartbreaking. Every one of them will remember that. Rest of their careers, rest of their lives, missing out on opportunities.
10 minutes gone in the second half. You're listening to Talk Sport. Netherlands 1, Austria 1. Well, taking a bit of time here, actually. The physio's on. Was it a problem with his hand, or was it a problem with his foot? Well, he's just
he can't tie his laces with his gloves on, that's the problem.
He's taken his gloves off. Maybe there was a little problem with his foot of some description, but he's all right to continue. It would seem, anyway.
I think it might be, Adam, it's just... might be wrong, but little tactic, let's just settle this game down a bit, because the Netherlands have started really well, right on the front foot.
Referee tells Pence to get on with it. He doesn't need to have his gloves done up to take the kick. Arnautovic is lurking in that front line for Austria. 10 minutes gone in the second half, 1-1. And in the end, after all that, it's taken short. Now look to build from the back, but then it's just at the feet of the keeper, who does launch it left-footed forward down that far side. Estrada wins the header.
The difference, the Dutch have just stopped them playing out. They made them kick it, they made it go long, and they've won it back. Now they've got the ball, they've got possession.
This is almost like part of the argument that was made about the England team, is that, you know, they weren't pressing in the first half. You would expect once the manager gets into them that they would start pressing in the second half, and that's exactly what's happened here with the Dutch, isn't it?
Absolutely, and don't anybody tell me that they're tired. I'm not having that at all. You know, they've come here, they're all professional athletes, they can all do it. And I tell you what, the ones who can't do it, then you take them off and put somebody else on.
I was going to say, 2002, in that heat, you had your boys running around and pressing, didn't you?
Absolutely. I said to you before, when somebody from the England camp said, did we do anything specific to get them fit? I said, no, we just trained and asked them to run around because we're in a World Cup, for heaven's sakes.
Free kick for the Dutch this time. and it's about 10-15 yards inside the Austrian half. It's flicked on the way by Gakpo, I think, no, De Vrij actually, and it was coming towards Ake or Depay, who were lurking at the back post. The delivery was swung in by Depay, and Ake was almost going to get there, but De Vrij almost off his ear as he helped that one on its way, but too many white shirts around. It's a goal kick.
Yeah, it's one of those when the ball's coming in, you know, if you can get the full head on it, something, get it on target, it's going to be difficult for the goalkeeper. Sadly for the Dutch, he didn't.
De Vrij wins a big header in the centre circle, goes up and wins a second time against Salabica. Forward it goes towards the edge of the centre circle, this time by Austria and by Posch down this right-hand side, who plays the ball forward, and well, the hands are together and there's praying for Romano Schmid, who wants the foul from Nathan Ake, but referee not interested. Malen on the far side will get the foul on halfway, and I've got a feeling the yellow card might be coming out again here from our referee, or maybe he's going to resist this time round. It's a challenge on Malen.
Oh,
and
it's
from
Wimmer.
Wimmer
caught him, he's booked.
He's been booked, so he's walking a tight line.
I think you're right, though. He would have been booked had he not been already.
Oh, here's a chance towards the edge of the box. Coming in was Reinders, but just bypasses him, and he's unable to get on the end of it. That's forward by Wimmer down that left-hand side. There's two in the middle here for Austria as he gets to the edge of the penalty area, cuts that back inside the box. Sabitza's there, closed down by Van Dijk, forced out the penalty area, onto that left edge. Forward it goes towards that byline, cut back, and the chance for the header and a goal! Austria respond in the best way possible. Schmid, the goal scorer. And the Netherlands pulled themselves level, but it lasted for only 12 minutes. And Austria respond in style, and he's Schmid with a goal, his first for his country. And with 13 minutes gone in the second half, it's the Netherlands 1, Austria 2.
Wow, how that's changed sound. Is it? I can't see him. The pass into the box and the run was fantastic. They've held it up here, and I thought they'd gone wrong. I thought Wimmer had tried to put the ball back in the box originally. That's a great pass into him. He's got to block that, the defender. That is awful defending. He's got to block it. But they've got players coming in.
It's a great run by Grilic.
Great run, but what a great header as well. Just keep it down.
Well, it's going into the corner. De Vrij gets the final touch, but it would have been going in anyway.
Was it Grilic's run, did you say? The run he made was just fabulous. But I still think the defender's got to block that. He can't allow that cross to come in.
I think Grilic is making up for giving the ball away for the Netherlands equaliser, Mick. It was him in midfield that did give that ball away.
Yeah.
Hour mark then. Netherlands 1, Austria 2.
A bit like Modric last night. Missed the penalty, scoring the goal.
Half an hour to go, and just to make you aware, France have actually scored. Kylian Mbappe on target for France against Poland. And let's hear that goal now with Darren Bent and Ian Danton.
Mbappe waits, hands on hips, couple of pace run up to the ball for France to give them the lead, and he scores! Sent Skorupski the wrong way.
And that's Mbappe's first goal at the European Championship, his 23rd shot, and he's finally got one on target for France. That game live right now over on TalkSport 2. Looks like Austria are thinking of making a change here in a moment or two. It's going to be a throw down this right-hand side first. I think Konrad Laimer will be the player who is potentially coming on. The Dutch with more work to do here now, because as things stand, the French would obviously win the group. Austria would be in second, and we're back to the Netherlands being in third place. Malen on that far side towards the byline. Malen on his right foot cuts back this time, but it was maybe one cut back too many, and then he commits the foul. And that's the kind of cynical foul that gets you a yellow card in the Premier League. Malen's going to get away with this one though.
Yeah, but he's done press again. He could put that in, and you know what, even if he doesn't get the cross and it's likely to go out for a corner kick, so they stick a corner kick in, he checks back again, and he's ended up fouling him. You're right as well. He maybe got booked in the Premier League.
A couple of changes actually, I think maybe Austria are going to make here just to try and freshen things up. And Philipp Lienhardt is one of the players that's coming off. for Austria. The centre half. He makes his way on this near side, and the other one that's going to be departing is Patrick Wimmer, which I think might be quite a good idea.
Not surprised with Wimmer. I thought he would be every chance, yeah.
And we're going to see Christoph Baumgartner coming on, and the change at the back will be facilitated by Leopold Gverfeld, who is coming on. In fact, there is going to be a third change too, so they're really mixing things up, the Austrians. Now they're in front with half an hour to play here. We're also going to see Konrad Laimer, just not sure as yet who he's going to enter the field of play for, as we have seen Wimmer depart. Now one more change for Austria, just waiting for confirmation as to who that third change will be. Referee not happy, he wants to get on with it. Well, we've got the fourth official, the UEFA assistant down there, and between them they can't seem to get a board that wants to work to hold up the right number for this other change. The assistant's now saying, look, you're going to have to wait and do it in a moment or two, and the referee has now said, yeah, tough, you can't make the third change. But obviously this has a massive impact. You're only allowed to make the 3 substitutions. So Konrad Laimer is the player that's actually already gone on, and it means they are probably short at the back in this circumstance. Now finally we've got a board that actually is going to work. It's farcical in this day and age, really. This
all this with the numbers as well, by the way. I've seen this before. You're trying to get the right number up, and then it is farcical. It is.
And it's Florian Grilic who is going to leave the field of play as well. His final contribution to set that goal up for Romano Schmid, his first international goal. The fourth official arguing on this near side with the Austrian bench as well. And what a few moments that is. 63 minutes played, then you're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Netherlands 1, Austria 2 as things stand. Raft of changes by Ralf Rangnick of his Austrian side. And at the moment France lead the group. Austria in second, Netherlands in third on 4 points. And that could mean the Netherlands playing England, of course, if they win that group, and England in action after 7 tonight right here on TalkSport. We'll have the Denmark game for you against Serbia. That's going to be live over on TalkSport too. But England versus Slovenia coming up at 7 o'clock. As soon as we get a sniff of team news, we'll get it to you. We've got 25 minutes left here, and now we're going to see a couple of Dutch changes as well, just to try and respond to the fresh legs in that Austrian midfield. One of them is Gini Wijnaldum, who is coming on, and he will enter the fray to replace Tijani Reinders. And we're also going to see Nathan Ake depart. There's the other substitution, and again coming on to replace him this time will be Mickey van der Ven from Tottenham, of course, Tottenham's Player of the Year. Van der Ven on to replace Nathan Ake. An embarrassment of riches at times for
Van der Ven's been an amazing season at Spurs.
Doesn't really get too many opportunities in this Dutch side. Only his 6th cap, a couple of substitute appearances in qualification, that's all. So the qualities he's displayed for Spurs not really been appreciated as yet by Ronald Koeman. Netherlands 1, Austria 2, France leading by a goal to nil in the other game that's live over on TalkSport 2 right now with Darren Bent and Ian Danton. Here with myself, Adam Bridge, and Mick McCarthy. Austria lead and are heading to second spot in the group. It's another very dodgy throw that time by Estrada, who I think he knows he's now just going to get away with it every time. And here is Van der Ven.
Has he gone 3 at the back? I'm trying to work out why do we take Ake off, unless we've got him certainly further up the pitch now. Well, Looks to me like he's gone to 3 centre backs.
Well, Van der Ven did play left back at times for Spurs, but he may well have decided to go for the 3 and then.
No, we've got Gakpo way up the pitch.
Does look a long way up there, doesn't he? Estrada on the far side.
We've got Malen up the other side. I think he's gone 3 at the
Estrada seems to be tucking into midfield a lot of the time as well. Now a chance maybe for Austria to try and break away here this time. Konrad Laimer, but he had the space, but the pass was poor. Simons out to the right, where Malan's waiting for it. Ball at feet. And he knows that he can do good work down that side, but instead he was Simons into the game. And Simons' ball across towards the penalty spot is easily cleared that time by Verba. And it's out for what will be another throw on that far side. Ronald Koeman with plenty to think about. Goal from Schmid was the 900th goal in European Championship history, as he headed that goalwards to put Austria in front here, who've got themselves a free kick. Arnautovic.
That's brilliant by Arnautovic.
Clever, wasn't it?
That is very clever, just backing into him. You know, once the centre half to feel him and have a fight with him, and he gets his free kick. Very clever.
Very obliging was the centre half as well. De Vrij on that occasion. Midway point of this second half on TalkSport. Netherlands 1, Austria 2. France leading Poland. And it means it's all change at the top. France will lead the way. Austria second, Netherlands in third. Clipped ball out to this near side by Pence, as Austria try to come forward again. 10 yards inside their own half, but the ball down the line from the goal scorer Romano Schmid is blocked into touch, and it'll be a throw on this near side for Austria again.
It's really shocked the Netherlands again, this. And I think the substitutions as well has just taken the sting out of the game.
Yeah, it did take a while, to be fair, the substitutions. There's no doubt about that, as Laimer is put to the floor by Jordi Schouten. And it's with De Vrij up towards halfway, where it's picked up by Malen. He's got two round him immediately, quite illegally that time. The challenge from Paz. He just pulled him to the ground, basically.
That's got to be a booking. There's no way that cannot be a yellow card. Just don't know what. And as I said to you before, I'm not an advocate of yellow cards, but that's just ridiculous.
Well, the stats say a lot about this game. 8 attempts for each side, 4 on target from Austria, just the one so far for the Netherlands. Malen is one of those who had a really good opportunity in the first half, but he looks to be struggling at this moment in time. Ronald Koeman just falling over a few of his players for a conversation. We've got just under 20 minutes remaining, and it's time for Wout Weghorst to enter the fray.
Yeah, well, he certainly has an effect, whether he starts or comes on as a sub, but I would imagine when the centre-half see him coming on, they know they're going to have a battle. Depends how they're playing, of course. You've got to put some crosses in for him, I think, put some balls in the box.
I think Malen's had a bit of magic gel, and he looks like he's going to be all right to continue.
But they could do with him continuing, Adam, because he's been their biggest threat, I think.
I was going to say, I think the injury, it seemed more of a pull to the ground rather than anything that was a kick or anything too muscular. It seemed fairly innocuous, didn't it?
Yeah.
Checking with the physio if he's all right to continue.
I still don't know what part of that is not a yellow card, though.
He was fairly strict at the start of this game, but has been fairly lenient subsequently. Wout Weghorst is ready to come on, and it may well be that he is going to replace Malen, who looks like he is struggling on that far side. He's wandering his way round the playing surface at the Olympia Stadion. Foul there on Memphis Depay, and it will be a free kick for the Dutch, probably about 10 yards outside the Austrian penalty area. Now, can they get Weghorst on for this, or are they taking this with 10 men? That's the question here. 19 minutes remaining. Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport. Netherlands 1, Austria 2. The England game is just 90 minutes away. We'll be live in Cologne with Adrian Durran, former England defender, Stuart Pearce and Jim Proudfoot, of course, from 7 o'clock. On TalkSport 2, the Denmark game against Serbia, to find out who qualifies and who wins the group. England already there, of course, but will they win the group, finish second, or is it going to be as a third place side? We will find out later tonight. We're beyond the halfway mark of Euro 2024. Still no Weghorst on the field of play. Depay on halfway.
I think Weghorst has just come on from the free kick, and Memphis Depay doesn't even put in. It's the first man. I mean, it's another awful delivery.
Another foul from Depay as well there on Romano Schmid. There is Weghorst. So Depay now dropping into that 10 role. It looks like Simons has gone out wide on the right hand side with Gakpo on the left. So I mean, it's a fairly potent front four for Ronald Koeman and his Dutch side. They've got 18 minutes to find an equaliser in this game, or maybe go on to win it, who knows. Netherlands 1, Austria 2 as things stand, and the Dutch are finishing third in this group because France are beating Poland over on TalkSport 2. Austria keeping possession, edge of their own penalty area. Weghorst pressing, but it's cleared away by Pent. Not very well. Goal's empty on the half volley from about 45 yards out. Simons shoots goalwards, but it doesn't get it on target.
I don't blame him though. The keeper's out of it. If he can get it on target, it was an awful pass by the goalkeeper. I think his eyes lit up there, Simons, and he's just dragged it wide.
Certainly did. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. The business end of the group stages, all 51 games live across the TalkSport network, the only radio station to deliver you that throughout this tournament. And there's Simons helping it on from halfway for the Dutch, all in orange, the bright colour all around the Olympia Stadion in Berlin. They were consuming their currywurst, which is the local delicacy pre-match, no doubt about that. Been a wonderful atmosphere around the city today. You'll see lots of images on social media of the Dutch fans taking over huge swathes of the city. Will they be coming back here for the final on July the 14th? That's the question. Here's Van de Ven down this left-hand side. Hugging the touchline is Gakpo, forced back all the time and pressured all the time by Stefan Posch. But Gakpo still keeps the ball. Now he goes inside to Depay. Good first touch, gets him away. Depay on the charge. Breaks out towards the edge of the penalty area though, and Austria can clear, and they do, and they bring it away with Alexander Pras, who's done brilliantly, tries to feed in Arnautovic, but Van Dijk has got the pace to deal with that through ball.
Sadly for Pras, Arnautovic is never catching that. He made a great run as well, but Pras breaking out of the back, and it was a good ball as well into Arnautovic. Look, he's smiling, I think he knows he was never catching it.
And then he deliberately just gets himself a breather by fouling Mickey Van de Ven.
Of course he does.
Very sensible indeed. Another change coming for Austria. Ralf Rangnick with one more to make, and it will be the introduction of Mikhail Gregoric is preparing to come on down below. But first the Dutch are on the attack, and they've got defending to do here, Austria. Gakpo on the left-hand side, looking towards the edge of the penalty area, on the angle, right-footed, crafts the ball in. Weghorst knocks it down. Depay! Scores for the Dutch! But yet another major tournament. All the referees intervening here and saying it doesn't count. Well, it's been put away, of course, and now the on-field decision has been given as a handball. The referee says he controlled it with his hand before finishing it. Memphis Depay says it was my right hip. Well, I'm sure, has he put the ball in the back of the net? VAR will now get involved to see if it was a handball or not. That's the question. It's a smart finish from Depay, and I can't see a hand there at all.
Neither can I, but the fact that Weghorst has gone on, go on then, go and win that, knock it down for one of your partners. I can't see a handball.
I'm not sure what Ivan Prusliak is looking at there. But
by the way, if I'm Depay, I'd be going mental. I can't just see how he's doing. I'd be raging.
Well, he got goals prior to today at 3 major tournaments. I think he's made it 4, and it will be his 46th and his 95th appearance for his country. He's turning around saying, I did not touch that with my hand, and everything that we have seen on our monitors says there was no hand involved. However, the Slovakian referee, Ivan Prusliak, thinks he saw something and was prepared to rule it out immediately, but the ball had hit the back of the net. So it is now down to Marco Fritz, the German, who is on VAR duty, and he will advise on whether this goal should stand or not. No, there's nowhere near his hand.
Nowhere near. He controlled it beautifully. It's classic 4-4-2, that Adam. He's put it in the box, big centre forwards nodded it down, and Depay's put in the net. He's been advised to go and look at it.
To be told that it is a goal. So he's ruled it out. He will now look at the screen. And Marco Fritz has pointed out, come and have a look at this, because you've ruled it out and there is no hand involved here from Memphis Depay.
I think the geezer doing VAR must be saying, you're having a laugh, mate. You want to get yourself over here fairly quick.
He has been and had a look. We await the symbol. We know what's coming, because Ronald Koeman has just clapped his hands. There is the symbol. Goal stands! Memphis Depay scores in a fourth major tournament for the Dutch, and for the second time in this game they've got themselves level. It's his first of the tournament, 46 now in 95 appearances. He scored against Austria in Euro 2020 and he's done it again in Euro 2024. Netherlands 2, Austria 2.
Do you know, Adam, because we've been waiting so long, we've seen it again now. What a brilliant touch it was as well. It's come into him. Fabulous first touch, and to stick in the top corner from where it was. An amazing finish.
And also, Mick, you made the point, it's what you want Wout Weghorst for, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Knocking down into that area and then Depay using his skill to finish it off.
You've got to change the narrative. You just keep going, trying to play through them. One ball in the box, which is unlike the Dutch. Weghorst doing what he does because he's a real competitor, and he's nodded it down for Depay. What did he say, 46? Wonderful goal. It was a great finish.
Almost a 1-in-2 for your country. That's not bad, is it?
Magnificent.
Mikhail Gregoric has come on to the field of play for Austria. I think he's come on for Arnautovic during the VAR check that was going on. We will get confirmation of that in a moment or two. We've got 11.5 minutes to play here on TalkSport. What a good game. This is Netherlands 2, Austria 2. Again, it'll change the dynamic in the group positionings, and it is Arnautovic. He was the player that has been replaced by Mikhail Gregoric, and now a chance for Depay down this left-hand side. Will he kind of play with some confidence? He takes a throw very quickly for Gakpo. Gakpo looks up outside of the right boot, swings the ball across into the penalty area. I say swing, it was more of a poke that's dealt with by Lima this time.
That's a fabulous ball with the outside of your right foot. Nobody's expecting that. They're expecting him to take it on his left foot or check back, and he puts it in first time to the outside. There's good defending that cleared it at the near post.
And now they've got that danger in there, haven't they, of Wout Weghorst, who can cause all sorts of problems.
Oh, he must be licking his lips. Go on.
Here's the corner. 10.5 minutes to play. 2-2 is the score. Towards the back post, and no surprise this time the target was Van der Ven, and it's gathered up by Patrick Pence quite comfortably.
You know, you see it in the Premier League all the time. I put an in-swinging corner, put somebody around the goalkeeper. At least you can't stop him, but impede him, make it difficult to come and catch that ball.
Sabitzer gets that back inside. Oh, he's picked up the ball on the replay. Sabitzer! Would you believe it? Austria are back in front for a third time, and it's Marcel Sabitzer from the tightest of angles on the left-hand side. It was a lovely 1-2 into the penalty area, and Sabitzer just drove it high into the top corner from a very tight angle. And for the third time in this game, Austria lead. It's the Netherlands 2, Austria 3.
Well, I did a piece with Natalie before the game, but De Vrij had been saying how well they're defending. Absolutely awful defending. Great football though by Austria. Let's give them the credit for playing through them and getting another runner. And what a finish, by the way. He's absolutely blasted it right past the keeper to the top corner.
Well, it's his 10th appearance at the Euros for Marcel Sabitzer. 4 goals now in his last 8 caps. He played every minute of Euro 2020. And he is in terrific form for Ralf Rangnick, and Austria go back ahead again. 9 minutes to go. Netherlands 2, Austria 3, and the picture changes once more.
Yeah, when we see that, you see that goal back again, how fragmented the Dutch defenders were. They weren't in the line, and he gets in. I thought he was offside at first.
Here's Sabitzer again at the edge of the penalty area on that wonderful left foot of his. Plays a little ball that has to be intercepted by Van der Ven, was it on that occasion? No, I think the De Vrij was finally doing a bit of defending because he's not done too much of it.
Yeah, Savic he's not too unhappy with that. Just keep possession. You let the guy kick it out for a throw in, the defender, they'll go and take the time, slow the game down again.
We are back to Austria leading the group on 6 points as things stand. 82 minutes on the clock. Netherlands 2, Austria 3. Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport. Lovely little back heel. They're in here again once more. Chance to finish it! It's a 4th goal. The offside flag is up. Baumgartner thought he'd done it. I thought he'd done it.
I thought it was offside. Centre back,
did you see your left arm go up? Yeah.
I know. But where is he? Is he in the start offside? He's offside.
He is.
We don't need the lines and VAR for that one, that's for sure. But again, they're in behind them. I know he's offside, but they're getting in behind them so easily.
It remains the Netherlands 2, Austria 3. Remember, they've won the last 7 against Austria. Have the Netherlands.
Said beforehand, never take that one. Don't use that as any ammunition. I'm so thrilled for Austria. I hope this stays the same because they've approached the competition, the whole tournament, with a real positive mindset. They have been brilliant.
The last win was in 1990 in Vienna. 3-2 that day as well. Here's Gakpo down the left-hand side. I've got a funny feeling the goal scoring is not done here. Gakpo shoots with the outside of his right boot. I think he saw a gap and thought, why not?
I think it's a cross. I think he's just trying to put it in there for the lads. He's got it all wrong. He tried that one before and he put a lovely cross in. And if he can get it in, Weghorst is attacking the ball.
There's been another goal in the game in Dortmund between France and Poland, hence why the group has changed. Poland have equalised. And this is how it sounded on TalkSport 2 with Darren Bent and Ian Danton.
Another stuttering run-up towards the ball. Right-footed effort. This time he beats the keeper. Lewandowski levels it up.
Lewandowski then on target in the Euros for Poland. It means that Austria winning the group, France is second, the Netherlands are third. Will that change in the last 6 minutes here? Netherlands 2, Austria 3. It's the Dutch who are on the attack down the right-hand side. Can this Austrian defence finally stand firm? Now they've got themselves in front for a third time. Well,
it's an open game now, isn't it? It's far more open than it's ever been.
Throw on the right-hand side. Estrada gives it short to Depay, who tries to work a crossing opportunity, but between Pras and between Konrad Laimer, that's some really good defending because they've won their side a goal kick.
Pras has stuck to his task, absolutely been, because he's been really solid, because first half on, when he's got Malen running at him all the time, he got past him 2 or 3 times, but he's stuck to it. He's getting his reward at the minute.
Almost 5 minutes remaining. Netherlands 2, Austria 3. Countdown is on to England. They're coming up, of course, underway in just over an hour and 15 minutes time. The team will be in place for you in 15 minutes or so. Adrian Durham in the chair, former England captain Stuart Pearce, Jim Proudfoot. Best team in the business for England against Slovenia. 8 o'clock kickoff UK time, 9 o'clock German time. That's a lovely one in for the header of Weghorst. Swinging cross that time from Estrada, and Weghorst was there with a free header, and he's put it over the bar.
Brilliant ball. He's got his shirt pulled there, isn't he? He's giving him a penalty away, but you'd expect Weghorst to hit the target with it. If he can keep it down, he's scoring, because he'll be flying. The Dutch putting crosses in from somewhere over the big centre forward. What's happening? The game's changed.
There's more chances to come in this game, I'm telling you. 4 minutes to go. Netherlands 2, Austria 3 on TalkSport. Down the right-hand side, Austria on the attack again. This time with Stefan Posch. Tries to pick up the loose ball. It's touched away and picked up this time by Baumgartner, who's done brilliantly on that right-hand side, just turning away from Cody Gakpo. Goes back inside his own half. Right-footed ball clipped forward. This time by Kverveld towards the edge of the penalty area, and the Dutch will pick it up with Van Dijk and bring it forward again. 3.5 minutes remaining.
I wonder how much extra time we'll be getting, because there've been a lot of substitutes, plus the goalkeeper fastening his laces and messing around, so I reckon it's going to be 7-8 minutes.
Well, we've got the VAR check to allow for too, so yeah, I think you might be right. Here again is Estrada on the left-hand side, this time for the Dutch. Most of the pitch now in shadow, apart from the little bit of sunshine through the middle, of course, where the stadium has its gap away to our left-hand side. As that's clipped through on this near side by Van de Ven. Van de Ven now trying to work it towards the edge of the penalty area. But again, across comes Stefan Posch, who makes the challenge. And it will be a throw which the Dutch will take quickly. Van de Ven getting it short into the feet this time of Jordi Schoter. Infield for Strada. Back to Van Dijk. Into it goes towards the edge of the penalty area, towards Weghorst. It's snuffed out though, picked up by Sadabica, and now a chance maybe for Austria to come forward. Challenge that time by Estrada is a legal one, much to the fury of the Austrian supporters, as you can hear, who are showing and venting their frustration once more at our referee Ivan Krusliak. Now on this near side, Austria have it again, and they've conceded the throw to the Dutch.
I think the referee did well there, because it looked like he'd caught him, and I didn't think he had. He's falling over, he's just trying to get a free kick and take more time off.
Xavi Simons on that right hand side. Inside the centre circle is Virgil van Dijk. Simons again to this left hand side. Estrada to Van Dijk in the centre circle. The Dutch need a goal, and at the moment they're not moving the ball further than about 10 or 15 yards beyond halfway. Now they do, with Depay down this left-hand side. Left-footed ball swung towards the back post, headed back safely into the arms of the goalkeeper by Alexander Pras.
Well, I'm happy with Pras having that. Back into the keeper's hands from there, that could have gone so wrong.
You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. About a minute or so remaining. Netherlands 2, Austria 3 on TalkSport.
They're still trying to play through the middle though, the Dutch. When they've got the chances, then it's so tight, so narrow, and the bit of joy they've had is putting the ball wide. They've got Weghorst in the box, put it in there.
Siemens on to Depay. Depay knocks it down. Gakpo tries to come on to the end of it, but it's well defended in the end by Nicolas Zeeveld for Austria. And here's the goal scorer, or one of the goal scorers, Romano Schmid, down this right hand side.
He's played well, Schmid. He's a good game.
Back towards halfway where Baumgartner's waiting. Austria will try and keep the ball as we head towards the last 30 seconds. Reminder, it's France 1, Poland 1 in the game over on TalkSport 2 right now. It means Austria winning the group, France are second, and the Netherlands are coming third, which, if England win the group, means they will play each other in the round of 16. Maybe a draw that neither of them would particularly want. But
no, I don't think so. It might bring the best out of both teams, though. It generally does.
Estrada towards the left-hand edge of the box. Depay curls the ball in, but it's into Patrick Pent's gloves, who gathers quite comfortably. 6 added minutes. We're into 6 in Berlin. Netherlands 2, Austria 3. Long one over the top. Chase is on here. It's going to be cleared away by De Vrij, but not very well. Sabitza's there if Austria want to use him, but they're just happy to keep the ball in this instance. Baumgartner has possession. Infield it goes once more to Schmid. Now to the right-hand side, and Stefan Posch towards the edge of the penalty area. The England team news coming up real soon. Schmid looking to cut across. Flicked out wide to this right-hand side, but it's over the top of Stefan Posch. And it's out of play. What will be a throw-in on this near touchline for the Dutch.
So they're very good, the Austrians, at just keeping the ball long enough. I know it's gone out there for a throw-in, but they take the sting out of the game all the time. Whether they come trying to press the Dutch, they can play around and play through them, keep hold of it. Been excellent.
It looks like there's another change being made here by the Austrians, as they just look to try and wind the clock down here and finish this game off.
Keep Schmid going off, he's been fabulous.
Yeah, it is. Andreas Weimann is coming on, of course. We'll know him from his time working his way around English football, you would say. Currently unattached. He finished the season at West Bromwich Albion, but they've not taken up the option after he left Bristol City, so he's currently looking for a new club for next season. Andreas Weimann
certainly got a goal in him.
Well, he has, and he proved that as well. He hadn't actually scored for a while until he played against Slovakia. He scored in March. It was his first cap since 2022, and he managed to get a goal as well. Whenever he's called upon, he does tend to make a contribution. A couple of goals in his international career, but Weimann is on for Austria as they wind the clock down some more. Simons down that right-hand side, ball looking to come across. They want a handball. The referee says no. Simons on that right-hand side. It's ball at feet. Simons swings it over, avoids everyone, breaks down towards Gakpo, edge of the penalty area. Gakpo on his right foot, slips it down the left-hand side. Van der Beek gets across and fires the shot, and it's out for a corner. Let's get the team news, the all-important England team news from Jim Proudfoot.
Hi Adam, one change as expected. Gallagher in for Alexander-Arnold alongside Declan Rice. So it's Pickford in goal, Walker, Stones, Gahey and Trippier, Rice and Gallagher, Saka, Bellingham and Foden, and Kane and Slovenia are unchanged. We kick off at 8.
Thank you very much, Jim. We'll be live in Cologne shortly, of course. There's a corner here for the Dutch down this left-hand side. We are nearly 3 minutes into 6 added at the end of this game. The Netherlands 2, Austria 3, and there's a problem here for Leopold Kverfeld. How long he's going to be... Oh, he's suddenly gone down at the second attempt as Kverfeld.
He was getting up, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And if he got caught by Van der Ven as he tried to get that crossover... But I'm sure they don't mind taking their time over just making sure he's fine.
You know, although they say they had the time on, I'm never convinced the same amount of time gets added on here now with an injury.
Reminder, England coming out from 7 o'clock, all the build-up. Faker others will be pitch side. Adrian Durham will be in the chair. Jim and the former England captain Stuart Pearce to guide you through that one. Denmark against Serbia is live on TalkSport 2, the other game in the group. And as things stand, England win the group. They will be playing the Netherlands in the round of 16. Because, surprisingly, in Berlin, it's the Netherlands 2, Austria 3. It remains France 1, Poland 1 as well. And the injury here to Kverfeld is... he's going to get a yellow card as well.
Please don't ask me whatever that is for. He's injured. He's on the pitch. They're allowing him to be treated. And then they took him off the pitch.
They're down to 10 men to defend this. Depay towards the back post, half-headed away. Comes down, lifted by Gakpo towards the back post again. Depay takes it down, drives the half volley in, and it's blocked by the backside of Stefan Bosch, who he asked the Austrian supporters to give them some more vocal support as that one goes out for a throw on this near side. And it's going to be a throw which will be launched into the penalty area this time for the Dutch. No. Van der Ven's gone short with it. Simons giving it back once more here to Schauter, and now on to Estrada, who lifts it into the penalty area, half cleared away. Estrada tries to win it back, then commits the foul, and it's a free kick to Austria.
Adam, I don't think, when the Dutch get to this position where they've got to get the ball in the box, and it's almost like stick it in the mixer, I don't think they know how to do it. Because they just don't do it. They don't play that way. They want to play through teams. They want to be incisive with the passes. Getting it wide, sticking it in the box, it's just not them. Although we've had it with Vegas for the second goal. But here now, that really ought to be going right in the mix. So there's 1 minute left of normal time. The referee had something on for that injury. But reality is, put it in the box, get people in, see if we can get on the end of something.
Last 30 seconds or so. Netherlands 2. Austria 3, clipped forward by Van Dijk. That Weghorst trying to get on the end of it, can't quite get there. Even those long extending limbs of Wout Weghorst at full stretch couldn't keep that ball in play, and it's out for what will be a goal kick to Austria. And might as well, it potentially could be the Dutch who will play England. It is a tricky one because there are several combinations of who could finish from which group to take that third place berth to take on the winners of England's group. So we'll get confirmation on that as, of course, all the group games come to an end. But the Dutch could be one of the possibilities as things stand. Just over 6 minutes played of added time. Netherlands 2, Austria 3. Lovely flick on. Gakpo inside the box, tight angle. Got a defender around him. He can hold the ball up, but then loses out, and it'll be cleared and hammered away by the right boot that time of Zeewald. And no surprise, he's been excellent in that Austrian midfield today. And he's back doing the hard work again, just as it looked like Gakpo was going to get one more opportunity. But the referee plays on. Almost 7 minutes played of added time. Van Dijk's up top now, headed forward by Wijnaldum. Half cleared, only as far as the edge of the centre circle, where it's picked up once more for Austria. And now down the right-hand side, Sabitzer has it. Holds the ball up towards the edge of the penalty area. Just clips it down that near touchline, where it's picked up by Baumgartner. Them two will combine, and the referee says enough is enough. And it's taken 34 years, but Austria have finally beaten the Netherlands again by 3-2. They were beaten by them 4 years ago in Euro 2020, but it's Ralf Rangnick and Austria's day today. 3 times they led, twice they were pegged back, but Sabitzer's stunning goal is what ultimately gives Austria the win. And because of France drawing against Poland, it means Austria have come out of one of the toughest groups in Euro 2024 as the group winners, with France in second and the Netherlands in third. We all thought it'd be an orange party tonight in Berlin, but it looks like it's going to be a night for the Austrians to celebrate. They're through to the round of 16 as group winners. It's finished in the Olympiastadion in Berlin. The Netherlands 2, Austria 3.
What a 5-goal thriller that has turned out to be. Let's get the full-time thoughts then of Mick McCarthy, who was part of our commentary team for that one. And I'm pretty sure that you're now an admirer of this Austrian team, Mick.
I think by my comments beforehand,
yes.
I was certainly an admirer of the way they've played. I hadn't seen them play at all in the qualifications or anything like that. And then I saw them in the games prior to this. I just thought the way they approached the game with such an aggressive manner, passing it forward, getting after teams, closing them down, and I really loved their attitude towards the competition. They've come here to have a right go at it, and the right go they've got. They've now won the group. It's brilliant.
And also, it's that kind of never say die attitude. You know, twice they took the lead, twice the Netherlands pegged them back, but they still kept going. Quite incredible.
They did, and I don't want it to be seen as if they've just come here and been aggressive. They've played really good football. When they've been going forward, the goals they've scored today have been terrific. But then even right at the end of the game, they know how to kill the game off. They've kept the ball. They've dominated in certain times and Holland got back into it and looked like they were going to run away with it for a bit. And Austria have come back and won it. I'm delighted for them, I really am. And I actually hope it's Holland versus England now. They deserve each other.
I don't know how to take that, really. But look, before we finish up, let's take a look at the King performance thanks to Burger King.
King Performance on Talk Sport with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order your Burger King delivery now.
So, Mick, you need to give us your star performer, your King performer of this game.
Oh, if that's going to be, I think that, and he's not, he might not have stood out anywhere else, but I just think he's had the ball, he's kept it, he's done whatever he's had to do, and Schmidt was my player. I thought he was fabulous.
Yeah, Florian Schmidt then getting your star performer, your King performer. Mick, thank you very much, alongside Adam Bridge as well, but that was our King performance pick in association with Burger King.
King Performance on Talk Sport with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order your Burger King delivery now.
So it's all over in Group D. It finished in Dortmund 1-1 between France and Poland. It means France finished second in the group. Let's hear how both their goals sounded on TalkSport 2.
Kivior brings him down, penalty. And Mbappe waits, hands on hips. Couple of pace run up to the ball for France to give them the lead. And he scores! Sends Skorupski the wrong way. Who's the man in the mask? Well, he's taking it off to reveal it's Kylian Mbappe. Big deep breath from Lewandowski. The whistle's gone. Another stuttering run up towards the ball. Right-footed effort. This time he beats the keeper. Lewandowski levels it up.
Yes, so it's Austria then who top the group. France second, Netherlands third, Poland go home. Will England top their group? Well, Euro Game Day Live continues right here for England against Slovenia, the final group game. And Adrian Durham and the team will be with you next.
Euro Game Day game updates on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly. Euro Game Day live on TalkSport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your